Middays and Marks. 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, John Marks. Good morning, everybody listening on the radio, listening on the Fanatic app, live on YouTube. Subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic. Man, I don't think anybody was expecting what happened last night shortly after 6 o'clock. Certainly not me, as we say good morning to Ray Dunn. What's up, Raymond?
Oh, it's not a good morning. It's not a great morning. It might not even be a terrific morning. This is the morning of all mornings, Johnny Marks.
Hey,
how
Ray.
are you?
And when you do this job for a living, you remember when big trades happen. I remember when Mike Vick signed with the Eagles, and it was like, huh? Right? You remember these moments? Last night will be one of these moments where you remember I got out of the pool at Nine Oaks to see my phone with about 1,000 text messages and missed calls as the 76ers have traded with the Boston Celtics for Jaylen Brown. Good morning, Sean Brace.
Unbelievable. Mike Ganzi, welcome. Mike Ganzi, Bob Myers, Jameer Nelson, you name them. Thank you for hearing the concerns and understanding that there was no way. It was so important. We're going to dive into it. I get it. But just real quick, it was so important for this team to take advantage of the fresh situation that they have on their hands. And what I mean by that is you have new leadership, new generals at the top. You could not run it back. This fan base was exhausted. We needed something new. Credit to them for understanding the assignment. And of course, this move is even crazier than anything I've ever expected.
So you had said last week when the Giannis trade fell through, and you had said, Sean said, yo, Jaylen Brown, you got to make a call. And I laughed at you. I said, ha, 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 ha. What are you going to trade, Paul George and some draft picks to get Jaylen Brown? Well, Jesus, they traded Paul George and draft picks
Exactly
to get Jaylen
that.
Brown. So what I said to that was, well, sure, you make the call. So yeah, you make the call. That's what you do. You make the call because you never know what the answer is going to be. It's like at a press conference. You ask the question because you never know what the answer is going to be. They may give you something. They made the call, and somehow you got a top 15 player in the NBA for Paul George, 2 first-round draft picks, not even the best first-round draft pick they had. They didn't have to give up the Clippers' first-round draft pick. 2 second-round draft picks for a guy that's under contract for the next 3 years. He fits perfectly into what you were looking for on this team. He's a small forward that can shoot the 3. He can play with Edgecombe. He can play with Maxey. He can play with Embiid. And now Wade, Dean Wade that you just signed, he can be a bench guy. He can be your 4. I mean, honestly, it works perfectly with what you want to do. And I just, like, of all the things I expected could happen with LeBron, and maybe that's a possibility now, with LeBron or other trades,
Hey now.
never in a million years would I expect the Celtics to make a trade with a division rival and get pennies on the dollar for a player that I know he's been a pain in the ass, and I know that they were looking to trade him, but they traded him for this package. I'm shocked. I'm still shocked they did it.
2 to 76ers. You're right about that. What they were able to get in return. This is we're still trying to make sense of it. We're going to hear a number of things. There are people guessing why the Celtics would do it. There's a lot of assumptions out there. We'll tackle them all for you over these next 4 hours. But that's the shocking part to me, John, was the Boston Celtics, who just got beat by the 76ers
That's the other thing.
a month ago. You just got beat by them, and now you are literally giving them one of your best players. He was the finals MVP when they won the championship. He was a top 5 MVP finalist this year, John. The guy averaged 20 points. He's a two-way player. I get it. He says dumb things on the stream. Oh!
I mean, but he also doesn't say, I could go without the streaming stuff, right? And I'm sure we're going to be annoyed with that and fighting with Stephen A. Smith and going back and forth. But it's not Antonio Brown. It's not that type of volatile stuff. He has opinions on things, and he says them, and it's well worth it. What the Sixers gave up for anything you're going to have to deal with Jaylen Brown, and no one said he's a bad guy, for anything you're going to have to deal with Jaylen Brown, from maybe he's selfish, maybe he's not liked by his teammates. He's
Smartest guy in the room,
Smartest
John.
guy in the room is what everybody's saying right now. I mean, there's a reason why Boston wanted to trade him, and we'll talk about that. But we were talking about a death march for a couple years waiting for the Embiid contract to be over so you can then restart. And now you have not only a legitimate chance at going to the NBA Finals, this is your best chance. This is your best chance with Joel Embiid and with this entire run of the process. This is the best chance by far. And will they end up winning a title? Will they end up getting the NBA title? Well, damn, they're one of the favorites to do it now in the East. That's
right.
for sure.
No doubt about that. No, look, when it comes to JoJo, and it takes a lot of pressure off of Joe. It takes a lot of pressure off the organization and what they're going to do and handle Joel, right? And also from Joel Embiid's perspective, hey, man, this is your best opportunity. You want that ring? You want to change everything that's been said about you? This is the year. This is the upcoming season. Right here, right now. It's his best opportunity to win a championship. Am I lying on that? Is this his best team?
Of course it is.
So here we are.
You have a top 15 player that not only can shoot, he plays great defense.
Yep.
He's a legitimate top player.
He's a stud, John.
You have a young Tyrese Maxey. You have a young VJ Edgecombe. And now the deep team that Daryl Morey talked about before, now you actually have a chance of having a deep team with guys coming off the bench. And Nick Nurse has got a big job because now he's got to balance these egos. Jaylen Brown's going from not playing with Tatum last year because he was injured to now possibly being the third option on the team. And we'll talk about this in the weeks to come. But now, how does Maxey react to having Brown on the team? How does he figure out his usage? Is Brown okay with being the third option when Embiid's out there? But it's a good problem to have.
Oh, it's a great problem to have. And Mike Gansey, you brought up Daryl Morey. Am I wrong on this? I think Mike Gansey has had more impressive tenure as the head of basketball ops than Daryl Morey has his whole time.
That's why you make the call.
In a month. 1 month, Gansey kicking in the door.
You think about this. We were talking about this. You went from being – people were saying they weren't renewing their season tickets. They got swept at home by the Knicks. And Ray has season tickets. And Ray's like, well, I don't know. Like, are we gonna re-up our tickets? People are like, I'm out. I'm not doing it again this year. You think it's busy down at the 76ers ticket office this morning, Sean?
I assume the phone lines were blowing up. I asked Ray about his group text message. What did you say, Ray, last night?
All caps, everybody. All gas, no breaks in that group chat right now. They're fired up. We're back.
So let me just give you the show to start because Cedric Maxwell, the only time he could do it's 10:15. He's a lifelong Celtic. From a player, he used to battle with Doc and Andrew Toney. And he's been doing the Celtics, analyst on the Celtics radio for a long time, up at our sister station, the Sports Hub, all right? Cedric Maxwell has very strong opinions on Jaylen Brown, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be pissed. Because the last time I heard him talk was after the Giannis trade fell through, and man, he was like, I don't know why they would trade him. He looks at as Brown is as good as Jason Tatum. He doesn't look at it as being one and 1A. He looks at Brown as being every bit as good as Jaylen.
Do you? I do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Absolutely. They're different players.
They are. And I was saying that when all the nonsense was going down, even in the playoff series. I was like, Jaylen Brown is an incredible player.
Last year, how many times did we say, without Jason Tatum, the Celtics are every bit as good during the regular season? Now, they lost in the playoffs, and that was with Tatum back. Yeah. But during the regular season, they didn't miss a beat. They were still among the 1, 2, 3 best teams in the East.
He averaged 28. Finished top 5 in MVP voting. Hey, come on.
And you got him for Paul George, who nobody really wanted, and 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
Just look at the trades that took place in the league. Kawhi Leonard, Walker Kessler.
You got more for Kessler than you got for Jaylen Brown. I mean, that's we'll talk about that later on. Why did the league not want Jaylen Brown? I think it's a fair question.
Oh, it's definitely a fair question.
I'm shocked that this is all the Celtics were able to get. I'm shocked that the Celtics made the trade with the Sixers. Don't you hold on to him to the trade deadline? The Celtics weren't going into the season with Jaylen Brown. I felt like that after the Giannis thing fell through. I thought there'd be a bigger market for him. You kidding me? They didn't even get the Clippers pick that the Sixers own, which is much more valuable than what the Sixers gave.
Insanity, John. Absolute insanity. I was hoping for something new, a rumor. I was hoping for a rumor. I was pleading for I wanted to be involved with some free agent discussions. And then all of a sudden, breaking news.
Let me tell you something. I'm the dummy, and you're the genius. Because yesterday, Sean is an absolute dummy. Sean's whining about the 76ers not doing anything. You're like, it's a sobering reminder that the Sixers aren't doing anything. I'm like, oh, shut up, Sean. What did you expect the Sixers to do? They trade for Jaylen.
I was wrong in the grand scheme of things because I didn't think they were doing anything. I'm like, this is our team. This is what we have to root for this whole free agency period. Gansey and Bob Myers, we'll figure out who's really pulling all the strings. I don't care. It's a collaborative effort. Hats off, man. I'm so proud and so happy that this organization took a chance and said, we have to do something different.
They've become very relevant very fast. Like that. And just like that, but one time it was like 6-12, 6-13 last night.
The infrastructure is there
I mean, again, like we have
It's there.
four-time NBA champion here.
It's there, and just believe it, man. It's there.
All right, Cedric Maxwell, he's on the radio call up in Boston. He's been doing it for years. He is a lifelong Boston Celtic. He got into a fight with the Sixers with a fan as well. Back when they played at the Spectrum.
Yep.
Cedric's an all-timer. He's going to join us. He's going to be live on Zoom as well, so if you want to jump on YouTube. And then get the voice memos, get the texts, get the phone calls. The number 610-632-0975. It's Middays with Mark, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. Back with Cedric Maxwell after this. Middays with Mark. Cedric Maxwell, his opinion on the Celtics trading Jaylen Brown.
I'm sure he's going to love that rejoiner right there, that music.
And you know me, I like to listen to, and he's not in Zoom yet, so
Okay.
Ray's going to tell us when he's there.
Gotcha.
But so I like the morning show up in Boston, Toucher and Hardy on our sister station up there. They do a great job. So like I sample a lot in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sample anything but that this morning. And man, because their questions are similar to like what I was saying this morning before we went on the air. Why is there no interest in Jaylen Brown around the league? You kidding me? This is the best they could get? Like, it's one thing if you say, okay, this is the trade we're going to make to Portland or to a Western Conference team or to an Eastern Conference team, but that's not to say Atlanta, right? Like some other team. You're a division rival, not even just a division rival. It's the Sixers. Cedric Maxwell, he was a part of Dr. J, Andrew Toney, Moses Malone. He went through that entire thing. He was with the Celtics from 77 to 1985. So the battles those two teams had over those years were iconic. We've never seen anything like that in our lifetime, right? So now you're trading with the history of the franchises. Not only are you trading the player to the Sixers, but you're getting Paul George and some draft picks in return. It's insane.
Really is.
Like you said, we're still trying to make sense of everything that happened here.
Yeah, and look, we will continue to connect the dots until we really figure out what exactly took place, other than the fact that the bottom line is this: the 76ers landed Jaylen Brown for Paul George, a guy that they were trying to move heaven and earth to get out of that contract. And they were able to do so with the Boston Celtics. And, oh, by the way, to get Jaylen Brown in return. Yeah, you had to give up some picks. Who cares? They needed to do something different. Gansey and company did exactly that, and here we are. Like you said, as far as odds are concerned, DraftKings, they're up there. It's interesting, though. Like I said, there's still a lot of questions, but the odds makers still like the Celtics, too. It's a good team, even without Jaylen Brown.
Sure. Oh, no. Like, the Celtics could still win a championship this year.
It's a good team.
They have a deep team.
Yes.
As Daryl Morey once said. And,
Deep team.
And Paul George is still a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not act like Paul George isn't still a good player. Can he stay healthy? Right? If the Sixers didn't try him, didn't trade him, I think he would have been good this year for the Sixers. They're not championship contenders with Paul George.
No.
They're championship contenders with Jaylen Brown.
Well, you look around the league, you look at what Kawhi Leonard was able to fetch in Toronto, what they had to give up to the Clippers. You look at Walker Kessler and what the Lakers had to give up to get him in return as far as from the Jazz. There's so many things that you're just like, how? What? You really? Paul George, that contract? Who? Oh, by the way, how many people over the last few months, past few weeks told us you're not going to be able to move that contract? Think about that.
Yeah. I never believed that, but I didn't think you'd get anything of real value for it. I mean, you think about this, all right? Like if you would have came to me, or if someone would have called in, we would have done the fake trade machine, and you would have said, "All right, here's my trade." Paul George, 2 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders for Jaylen Brown.
Nope.
We would have laughed at him, clowned him, hung up. And the president GM of the Celtics, Brad Stevens, who, by the way, won a title 2 years ago, has been NBA Executive of the Year 2 of the last 3 years. Without Jason Tatum last year, they were at the top, one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, made that trade. Like, think about that. From the Celtics standpoint, why did they do it? From the league standpoint, why wasn't there more interest? From the 76ers standpoint, it's a slam dunk. This is we were literally talking about just waiting out Joel Embiid and then until you could move him or you could move on.
Yep.
That was what we were talking about yesterday. Literally yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Free agency kicked off.
And now we're talking about a championship.
We've seen superstars move before. Like we've seen, that's why I never let go of like a dream scenario. And this is absolutely that times 10. I never, like in my wildest imaginations, thought that this would be possible. I was hoping that Jaylen Brown conversation would even take place, let alone, you'd be able to land him. But we've seen superstars move. Like this is the league where crazy things happen all the time. Luka Doncic is a perfect example. Like this is up there with that. What did you do when that trade went down? Like, you didn't believe it.
Huh?
You were just, like, looking at your phone. How many people texted you yesterday, is this real? I was looking at it this morning going, no way is this real. Still.
You're still trying to, it was fake. Yeah.
Like, something is not adding up, but you're right. Brad Stevens, and whether it's the ownership, it is just insane is the word that I would use. And that is a proud franchise. That is a very proud franchise with fans as well.
All right. Well, we're very appreciative to have our next guest on the line. He joins us on Zoom. He is the longtime Boston Celtic. I mean, he's a Boston Celtic.
Oh, yeah.
On the court, battling with Doc, battling with Andrew Toney. And now he's been doing radio as their radio analyst on their games for many, many years. His name is Cedric Maxwell, and he joins Middays with Marks and Sean Brace and Ray Dunn in Philadelphia. Cedric, how are you today?
I need a freaking Excedrin right now. That's what I need. I would go back. Somebody give me a buffering. I'm go back deep because I'm like, what in the hell damn happened? One of the teams I hate the most in Philadelphia 76ers, we traded one of the best players to Philadelphia and essentially got back Paul George and some picks. I don't know what happened. I don't know how this worked out. But again, Philly strikes again.
Yeah, I heard you up in Boston after the Giannis trade fell through. I heard you talking about Jaylen Brown, and you were comparing him along the same lines, or saying, hey, he's as good of a player as Jason Tatum. So
Yep.
Why would the Celtics trade a top 5 MVP, a Finals MVP, 2 year removed, just removed from a title? Why would they trade him? Make sense of it.
I'm trying to make sense of it myself. But if I knew that, I'd be in the damn stock market right now making some money. It's kind of crazy. He had his best year last year, individually, stat-wise. He was an MVP candidate, one of the top 5. But I think maybe the only thing I can come out of this is maybe he was eligible for a $70 million extension a year. And maybe the Celtics just didn't want to, foot that note. And so I think that a lot of things we see right now in the NBA sometimes are about salaries. You think about the way the Knicks are going to say, we don't want to go to the next apron, and the Celtics get Robinson. So you see all this movement. But damn, why Philly, of all places? Why send him someplace else? Don't send him to Philadelphia. I mean, I've been in that place too many times with Dave Zinkoff. I was in the Spectrum back in the day with Dr. J. Man, why are you turning around and showing me that number? Why would you do that? That's not nice. I mean, you don't know how I had some nightmares about that, man, guarding that dude from time to time. And they used to have a play in the NBA where they would send everybody to one side of the court, and I was on this one side guarding Doc. I saw one-on-one. I was in Philly. In my peripheral, I saw 18,000 people start standing up in the Spectrum. And all I could say was, oh, hell, something bad about to happen.
Well,
this dude pulls a 76er shirt. Oh, I know you guys are happy as pigs and poop right now.
Well, Cedric, you Eastern Conference Finals 1981. Didn't you fight a fan? Didn't you get into the stands and a fan kind of went after you?
It's still in litigation right now. Yeah. No, that dude been dead. Come on, man. You know the Philly fans. You know some of the things that are said in Philly. You got some of the most brutal. You got some loyal fans, but you got some of the most brutal fans maybe in the NBA. You know, I hate to say that thing about Santa Claus when you boo him. Everything else is up for grabs.
The great Cedric Maxwell on with us, and his background for his Twitter bio right here is, of course, filled with Celtics legends. You got Bird there. It's just unbelievable. Sad to be having you on here. But let's talk about Jaylen Brown, just the player, because you got people arguing now about everything on the timeline. Top 10, top 15, top 20 player. How good is Jaylen Brown in your mind, and how does he fit with this Sixers team with, of course, VJ, Tyrese, Joel Embiid, and so on and so on?
Well, you have to tell me if Joel Embiid's going to be able to walk. He could take my legs right now. Maybe he could do something. I'm 70. So I'm not sure about Joel Embiid. But if you say Tyrese Maxey with his foot speed, you talk about Edgecombe, who seems like going to be a beast. Jaylen Brown comes in there, and he is just as good, if not better, than watching some of those Sixer players right now. So to have Tyrese Maxey and Jaylen Brown together, man, that is going to be one hell of a duo, because Jaylen Brown, not only could Jaylen Brown score the basketball, but he defended just as well.
Cedric, so we know the streaming. He's been fighting with Stephen A. Smith. You're around the team. You do every game. Is, like, behind the scenes, is Jaylen okay to deal with? Like, we're trying to make sense of it, too. Why would the Celtics trade an all-NBA player, a finals MVP? He almost scored 30 points a game this year without Jason Tatum, carried the Celtics really, almost to the top of the Eastern Conference. Why would you trade with the division rival? Is there problems behind the scenes that we should be worried about?
Well, why would the United States battle right now with Canada? We have free trade, and all of a sudden we want to have a trade war with them. Why would they do that? There are a bunch of things that happen that we look at are crazy, but I don't know the ins and outs. We don't know what the Sixers picks are going to be. The Celtics may be moving in another direction. I think that you think about Robinson being here. Is Tatum going to be in full speed this year? Joe Mazzulla, one of the best coaches right now in the NBA. There are a lot of good things, but to me, the gears kind of came to a halt when you think about trading a guy like that with his explosive ability, scoring the basketball, in intellectual prowess. The thing I always say about him and Stephen A. Smith, I'm trying to figure this out. When an elephant's walking through a jungle, he doesn't worry about what the ant's doing. He think about the damn ants out there. That's an ant. I'm an elephant right now. So while he's arguing, I love Stephen A. Smith, but you look at Jaylen Brown, who he is in this league, and he's been unreal.
As far as a fit, you talked about it a little bit a second ago, but so Maxey, Edgecombe, and now Jaylen Brown. Jaylen's going from last year where he was the first option without Tatum. When he plays with Tatum, he's kind of the co-option. But now you have Embiid when he's out there. Now you have Maxey. Edgecombe's going to – I don't think you have to worry about his shots, he's going to take his shots, and it's not going to be a lot. But being the second or the third option, how is that going to sit with Jaylen Brown? Does the fit work with the roster they have?
Wasn't Jaylen Brown the second option or the third option when he was Finals MVP? He played with Porzingis. He played with Tatum. He was playing with all these other guys where he would get his shots when he kind of just made them. I don't think you worry about his offense. I think it's the total package. And the thing that I really hate more than anything is what you're going to get from that young man. Here's a guy I think who puts himself out there, especially going in the community. When he got his last contract of $300 million, he said he wanted to turn Boston to the Black Wall Street. What is he going to do right now on South Street in Philly? How is he going to affect the community? So there's a lot of good things that come along with Jaylen Brown. But you're going to see him. You're going to talk to him. Intellectually, you're going to be blown away because here's a guy who is a chess player. He thinks well. When you hear he's well-spoken. And again, I know you're looking at me like, well, how do we get this trade? The hell if I know. I don't know how. Everybody called me. This one girl called me and said, I'm dying right now. And she did like this. And I can say this on there. I just got screwed because they sent Jaylen Brown away. So there are a lot of people who are upset. But this is Brad Stevens' call and ownership's call on what they did.
Yeah, Cedric, I'm reading an article that you just did 2 days ago, and you said, quote, if I was the Celtics right now, I'd want a hell of a package for him. And you went on to explain exactly what you've already said about how great Jaylen Brown is. Do you think the package that the Celtics got in return from the Sixers is enough in your mind?
How about this word? I'm putting these two loves together since I still work for the Celtics.
Sorry. I know. There you go.
Look, I don't know the ultimate details. I remember when Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett got traded to Brooklyn, and you got 3 first-round draft choices, and those picks end up turning into Brown and Tatum, a really good deal for the Celtics. What happened when the 76ers end up taking Folks instead of taking Tatum? So you never know, but the way the return looks right now to me, from the naked eye, it doesn't look good when I think about who Brown is and what he brings to the table.
You know, Seb, you brought up Paul Pierce, and the light bulb went off in my head. Again, we're trying to figure this out on the fly still, a couple hours later, the next day. Paul Pierce said something a couple weeks ago on his podcast where he said, you can't say what Jaylen Brown did on the stream after the season, where he went on to say it was his favorite season, he loved being the one option, so on and so forth. And then Paul said, that's not how we operate here. Is that enough to move Jaylen Brown in your mind from the ownership perspective, from Brad Stevens' mind? Like, just the comments and his attitude after the season?
I would hope not, because we've heard players say a lot of different things. And what Jaylen Brown said, he said it was his opinion. Don't you have your opinion? You said he had one of his best seasons individually. We look at that. The Celtic team right now almost won 60 games with Tatum being out, and Brown was the focal point of what they did. So if he said, look, this is one of my favorite seasons as a challenge, and the guys who played with him, like you said, you start naming guys who played with him right now. Who are the guys who played with Brown last year? And you guys are with Philly. Any big names you think about?
Peyton Pritchard and Derek White. I mean, I'm hearing Peyton Pritchard he's the guy that's going to replace Brown.
Why don't you go down to Philly? Why don't you go down to South Street, give me a cheesesteak with some whiz on it or something? All right, since you're going with Pritchard, that's the name that you come up with. That's the first thing you say.
Well, that's how it's being spun up there.
Well, that shows you the talent that was around him compared to other guys in the NBA.
Man, Cedric, you're the best. Real quick, who does Maxey remind you of?
Man, you know what? I'd rather talk about Edgecombe. Edgecombe reminds me. He's a guy that I look at. He reminds me so much, and maybe not shooting that way yet, but I think of Andrew Toney and just the Boston Strangler. He is athletic. He's quick. He's strong. He's fast. This kid is going to be, and I think that Maxey is unbelievable. I don't even know who Maxey I can compare with, but Iverson, when I think about foot speed, the way he's able to get up and down the floor.
Cedric, you're the best. You mentioned Andrew Toney. Sixers fans that are younger don't really know a lot about Andrew Toney.
Right here.
But guys like you that guarded him, I mean, you were right there in the thick of things. Talk about the battles you had with the 76ers. How good was Andrew Toney? How tough was he to guard?
Andrew Toney was unbelievable. That's why they called him the Boston Strangler, because he was able to come in and he just decapitated all our guards at that time. And to be against the Philadelphia 76ers again, one of my favorite things in the world was to hear Dave Zinkoff in the Spectrum start saying, "Julius the Dr. Erg," and man, the place would go crazy. So I'm halfway pissed off at your co-person right there with him wearing the damn number 6 now. I mean, just the fact that I had those thoughts and those illusions of grandeur. I was guarding him one time. I always remember this very quickly. I remember I was guarding him, and it was the first time I ever guarded him. And all I was thinking, like, damn, that was a nice move. Damn, that was another nice move. I might as well have been a damn maitre d' someplace. Said, this way to your table. I don't know if I ever touched him. I think that was his career high. He had 45, and it was against the Celtics. And I dare say I hit him 2 times until later on, until I started to believe, like, well, he's just another human being.
Cedric Maxwell said when you first time you were in Philly this year doing the broadcast, I'm going to yell at you because I know 76ers fans yell at you when you and Sean Grandy, your play-by-play guy, come and sit down in your spot. So I'm going to yell at you, all right? So
No, that would not surprise me at all. And the fact that you felt like you just pickpocketed me right now by getting Jaylen Brown, I'm pissed off at you guys, so don't worry about it.
All right. Cedric, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, take it easy.
All right, there he is, Cedric Maxwell. Awesome.
Yeah, man. Like, that's so cool. Look, hearing about – and that's look, I just real quick on the jersey selection because I got the Embiid, I got a Maxey. I'm just proud, man. I'm proud of this organization from the top down.
So Sean Brace today is wearing a Dr. J 76ers throwback.
Yeah.
He has a 76er hat.
Yeah, I'm fully suited up.
And Ray, he left his sleeves at home today because he just has the jersey on.
Yeah, that's
nothing underneath.
Oh, I'm ready to go. And oh, by the way, the head man of the operation is right behind me, which is great. I didn't think Paul was going to be here today, so I'm rolling in like, yeah, let's go. Shorts and a Dr. J jersey, all good. Right,
yeah,
first guy I see is Paul Blake.
You were like Zach Wheeler. Did you see what Zach Wheeler was wearing last night in the post-game press conference?
Did not.
It's a Marlboro T-shirt.
Nice.
Like from when you had the Miles. You got the Marlboro gear from when he had a Marlboro like outdoor thing.
I just heard what he said.
That's what you look like.
I didn't pay attention to what he was wearing, but I definitely heard his shot at Donnie. I know we'll stumble into that a little bit later, but that was so cool, and I'm so glad you asked that question, John, because I promise you this. I know the history of the Sixers, but I never saw Andrew Toney play. Like I was born in 81. I just, I'm a 90s kid. Like I didn't see Andrew Toney. When you say the Boston Strangler, like, to hear him break that down, and, of course, Dr. J. We know how great Dr. J was.
Yeah, Dr. J's reputation is what it is. Andrew Toney, a lot of people say he was the best player on the team. Now, Moses comes in, and obviously he's the MVP, and Moses is Moses.
Sure.
But as far as, like, if Andrew Toney played today, Andrew Toney had stress fractures in his feet. Before there were MRIs and things like that, the x-rays didn't show it. So he was being told by the organization he was a faker. Like, in other words, like, you're fine, why aren't you playing? And Manny felt a certain way about that. He's never been back, Andrew Toney.
Yeah.
So, but like that derailed his career. He was as prolific a scorer during that era. He was like Steph, but probably more athletic than Steph as far as being a shooter back then. His game was made for today. And he was, Andrew Toney, as a young kid, 76ers were huge because they had Doc and like with my age, born in 76, like the 76ers, Mo Cheeks and Andrew Toney and Doc, they were my hero.
Yeah.
Moses comes in. Are you kidding me?
It was a great run.
Oh, man.
Maybe the most successful run in a period in Sixers organization history. Right? Well, you go back even further than that, but still. A great run, to say the least. And, oh, by the way, just real quick, the Boston Strangler is top 5 nicknames of all time.
All time.
All time.
All right, so throw this one out. Uncle Jamie on the text line says...
Hey, Uncle Jamie, when's he calling in today? I got to hear from him.
Well, I think he's working. Right now.
Because he was the one calling in yesterday going, Rick, Sean, they're not going to do anything.
Right. Best trade since
God.
And they didn't play yet. Best trade since. That's for the text line. That's for the YouTube chat. 610-632-0975. And now that we had Cedric on, we're going to have phone calls to my cousin Bobby Marks. What time's that?
11:30.
Bobby Marks is going to try to explain from a league perspective why there wasn't more interest in Jaylen Brown.
He's getting a lot of FaceTime. I was watching him last night. He was on Get Up this morning. I mean, he's literally one
He's
of.
the dude, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of. He's one of the best voices on ESPN right now.
No, it's a really good get especially for today.
Oh, yeah.
I keep being shocked he has time for us.
But you know what it shows you? He wants to come on. He's a Jersey dude. You know, we're related.
Related. That's really what it is.
Somehow we're related at some point.
Family barbecue for the 4th.
Man, my grandfather was from North Jersey. Now, different last name, other side of the family. 610-632-0975. Best trade since when? Right? I don't have an answer. Moses?
Yeah.
Moses.
Jeez.
1983. And unless I'm forgetting something. And these are all sports, not Sixers.
Ooh, all sports.
It's crazy.
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
610-632-0975.
Today is the day that, like, these lines got to be lit up. Like, so many people were just fired up yesterday, John. And people were tackling me at the bar last night.
You went live. You and Sam Ostry went live last night.
Sam's going to hop on a little bit later, too, today.
Yep, you guys had thousands of live viewers.
Sean Bernard hops on from his honeymoon. Ray jumped on as well. And I just want to say this again. The infrastructure. That's the word that I continue to use because Ray yesterday sent a shout out to one LeBron James. And yeah.
And it comes out last night. Tony Jones comes out, The Athletic, and says the Sixers are interested in LeBron James. And then Ganzi's brother starts tweeting out pictures of Bron in high school.
Steve, you and I are going to have some issues.
Let's get Steve on. 610-632-0975. All that's coming up. Your phone calls, your voice memos, your text messages. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Got something to say.
one of the teams I hate the most. We traded one of the best players to Philadelphia and essentially got back Paul George and some picks. I don't know what happened.
Cedric Maxwell moments ago with us.
Peyton Pritchard.
But that's so the current spin up there right now is they're spinning Peyton Pritchard. The Celtics will still be good.
Of course.
They will still be among the teams at the top of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, look, when you look at the odds, DraftKings Sportsbook I have in front of me, Celtics are 11-1 to win the championship, Sixers are 20-1. So
now, where was it before the trade? Because that's what I couldn't find out last night.
I think the Sixers were at 25-1, somewhere around that area.
All right, so it didn't change that much.
It's a very, I believe that everybody is, honestly, except for us, and I've been saying this about him even when he was in a Celtic uniform, I just feel like people are off when they look at Jaylen Brown. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but so, and this is another thing that worries me, and we'll get into this later on because, again, this is a no-brainer for the Sixers. There's no, this is the best thing ever. But I can't remember a move that was this one-sided. You have Luka, which everybody's like, what are you doing? You still get Anthony Davis in return. Anthony Davis is an all-NBA type player.
Sure.
They got back Paul George and some draft picks. They didn't even get, literally, the Sixers didn't even give up their most valuable draft asset, which is that Clippers pick, because the Clippers now are more or less rebooting and rebuilding. They traded everybody. So they couldn't even get the Sixers' best draft pick in return?
And it's Brad Stevens.
I mean, he's no dummy.
Okay, so he says things. Okay, so he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Look at the play on the floor. He's a two-way player. This guy doesn't take plays off. This guy wants to die to win. This is the dude that I would love to have on my team. You think about everything that took place last year, where the Sixers would lose by 40 to the Knicks, and they would take over our building, and it's on to the next game. Jaylen Brown ain't going to be down with that. That's not the type of player he is. He's been in the league for 10 years. This dude's unbelievable, John. I'm with you.
He's a great player.
I'm with you. How did this happen?
He's a polarizing player, for sure. I mean, this is, for what we do, this is really, really good. Because he's a great player, and he's polarizing. And he does the streams. And he fights with Stephen A.
He's a celebrity.
There's a lot going on with him.
He's a celeb off the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big deal.
Yeah.
Streaming community, all that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, does he know who's A.J. Brown's buddy, Ray, that you always talk about?
Janky Rondo.
Does he know Janky Rondo?
Oh, man, if we have to deal with Janky Rondo again. I already dealt with one disgruntled Brown. Now I got another one that's going to be streaming.
I also heard yesterday that Paul George was in the middle of building his house.
What?
Here?
Yeah.
Why was he building a house here?
Yeah. I heard that from a very good source.
Really?
Yep.
Now, it's the same source. Maybe he could just sell it to Bron. Huh?
The infrastructure is here, boys, and everybody's reaching out. The Denver Nuggets are the latest team that reached out to LeBron James. He is available. Does he want to stay?
Bron loves Jaylen Brown.
Does he want to stay in Cali? I could understand it. But LeBron James is about one thing and one thing only: winning a championship.
Is he, though?
He has to be.
Okay, I feel like we have to save this because we want to get to it. No, he doesn't have to be. No, because if that was the case, he wouldn't go to Golden State. He's not winning a championship at Golden State.
Anthony Davis, LeBron James,
But
Steph
Anthony
Curry.
Davis isn't being traded there. He's not winning a championship at Golden State. He wins a championship here with this team. Who's got a better roster?
Us. No question.
Yep. Let's go to the phones. Reaction, Joe and Mantua. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
I got to tell you, the only guy happier in Philadelphia than me right now is Nick Nurse. He's finally got a guy he can give the ball to with 7 seconds left. I need a basket. Go get me one.
Get out of the way.
Sixers haven't had that probably, and I want to talk about Andrew Toney, since Andrew Toney. But, I mean, it changes the whole dynamic of the team now. It just makes everybody on the floor better.
Defensively, he's a great defender. He can shoot the three. Like you said, end the games. You don't have to rely on Maxey because with Embiid, to give a 7-foot center the ball at the end of the game, it's very difficult, right? So now you have Edgecombe could have the ball, and now you have Maxey, or you have Maxey, and now you got to worry about Jaylen Brown. Nick, you know what though, Joe? Nick Nurse also, his job just became more difficult because now he's got to balance the egos and who gets shots. What's the rotation look like?
Great problem to have.
Great problem to have. Yes.
He does, but he's been there before. He dealt with Kawhi. I mean, Kawhi was the main guy in Toronto, obviously, but he'll figure it out. I got faith in Nick Nurse. But if I just have a minute to talk about Andrew Toney, I'm 65 years old. I used to live at them Sixer teams back in the late 70s and early 80s. And they got him, I think he started his career, I think it was in 81. And he changed everything back then. I mean, that's why the Celtics had to go out and get Dennis Johnson just to guard him. He was basically unguardable. And if he had stayed healthy, hate to say it, but Barkley would have got several titles playing in Philadelphia with him.
He was
that good.
He was that good, Joe. Appreciate it, buddy.
I could hear it in his voice, right? Like, just, you know, you can laugh at me. I'm a diehard Sixer fan. I'm literally on the verge of, like, emotions. That's how much I'm moved by this deal.
I would love to see you cry.
You want me to cry? I'll
Yes.
cry right now. No, I just, like I said, you know, we were just embarrassed by the Knicks so much, so deflated. We were a corpse, John. We were a corpse.
Yeah.
We had no shot. Like, it's not enjoyable when you don't have an opportunity or chance to do something special. Like, it's just running the motions. That's it. Like, okay, let's go play this game, lose by 40, bounce back, whatever. But you go out and make this move, and nobody would have faulted Gansey and Bob Myers if they said, we got to build it the right way. Patience. Patience is a virtue, right? Nobody would have faulted them in the least bit. But here they say, you know what? Take your patience and shove them up your keister. We're going after this thing. Let's get Jaylen Brown.
All right, so Steve, the delivery driver, because we have voice memos on the David Sonda text line. Steve, the delivery driver,
I love him.
for weeks has been very negative on the 76ers. Every time that Steve, it's like the Sixers, blah.
A little bit.
And like I was always the one that defended the Sixers and say, well, what do you want them to do? Well, they went out and traded for Jaylen Brown. So do we have a voice memo from Steve, the delivery driver? Here it is.
Steve, delivery driver, Acton, New Jersey. I had no hope for the Sixers team. I thought they were going to be dreadful, barely make the playoffs. Then last night around 6:30, I get an alert on my phone from Shams that the Sixers have traded for Jaylen Brown. Let's freaking go! Let's go to the finals! Let's go, Sixers! Play the damn song!
Hit it, Ray! Never done before on radio. Glad to hear Steve happy. Now, my question is, at what point does Steve turn on Jaylen Brown? The first stream that he does?
I got November 11th.
That's not for today, boy.
So, as we learn Jaylen Brown,
Yes.
the word out of Baltimore, and this is pretty much by everybody, is that he did not get along with Joe Mazzulla, their head coach. So he may be, you know, I'm not going to say difficult, but not every player is created the same as far as, you know, like what they are. We know that with Embiid.
Sure.
Right? But what you want guys, and Cedric talked about it, where he's community-oriented and community-minded. That's important. Because it's about embracing where you live and doing good with your position, right? So I love those things. I do. I also want somebody that his goal is to win a championship. He's got a championship pedigree. He won the MVP. He was the Finals MVP. He's top 5 MVP last year in the regular season. So I just can't believe it.
Well, we talk about, Colin Cowherd's floating out the idea. He's the smartest guy in the room and whatever.
We'll play it.
Yeah, everything can be said. That's fine. And no one's going to second guess that, right? I could see it. And you just heard it from Cedric Maxwell. But you want to talk about somebody who thinks they're the smartest guy in the room? Joe Mazzulla thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And what he did was lose that series against the 76ers.
Did not do a good job. No, you're right.
People were calling for his job. So let me ask this question. If you had to choose between Joe Mazzulla or Jaylen Brown, I'm taking Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry.
But it's because I've seen this too, and we get a break. It's more of Tatum and Mazzulla over Brown. Because Tatum and a change needed to happen. Based on what most people are saying up there, a change needed to happen. I just can't believe they did it for this.
And to the Sixers.
And to the Sixers. The Sixers are the only team that are offering this. Guess what I'm doing? Hey, Mazzulla and Tatum. You're going to have to deal with this for another half season or a season. I ain't doing this.
That's it.
Coming up, your reaction. Why did the Sixers make this move? We're going to try to figure it out, all right? Bobby Marks, my cousin, coming up at 11:30. He can help answer that question as well. Nice long segment. Your reaction, 610-632-0975. We're back.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Jaylen Brown is a Sixer. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Corona. Your shot at a home run derby and MLB All-Star Game ticket starts with Corona and 97.5 The Fanatic. Join us All-Star Weekend at City Tap House, Morgan's Pier, and Tailgate Sports Bar. Learn more at 97.5thefanatic.com. Must be 21 plus. Presented by Corona. It doesn't even seem real to say, but yes, Jaylen Brown is a 76er. He's been traded from the Celtics to Philadelphia. The Sixers giving up Paul George, a pair of first-round picks, and a pair of second-round picks. We talked to longtime Celtic and Celtics radio analyst Cedric Maxwell early in the show about how he is dealing with the news that one of his Celtics is now a 76er.
Because I'm like, what in the hell damn happened? One of the teams I hate the most, we traded one of the best players to Philadelphia and essentially got back Paul George and some picks. I don't know what happened.
You can listen to that full interview on our website, on our YouTube channel. Phillies won 10-6 last night. U.S. men's national team won 2-0 over Bosnia. This update's also brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. McComb Group supports contractors, one of the largest PVF inventories from pipe, valve, fittings to trusted brands. Count on the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app. So sad.
Well, listen, I am not gonna do a victory lap on Boston right now because they're still a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
But it is fun to watch the fans and the media in Boston melt down, as we heard with Cedric Maxwell.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a Celtic, and he's a Celtic from the days where the rivalry mattered. Now the rivalry's going to matter, and it should. So
This is
One thing.
Go for it,
One
right?
thing he said that really hit me, because obviously we're all living in the world after the Sixers got swept by the Knicks. Philly strikes again. A Celtics lifer using the phrase Philly strikes again really hit me in a certain way, because as much as we all kind of put to the side them coming back from down 3-1 because of the way it went against the Knicks, seems like they've been licking their wounds up there. And now they just watched an entire era come to an end. And the team that beat you in that series, they came back from down 3-1. You just gave one of your two best players.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that when we say he's polarizing, he was polarizing up there. The Felger Maz, and I'm trying to get Tony Maz on. He might have seen a. Do you have the Maserati?
He was live.
Yeah. So Felger and Maz, that's their afternoon drive show up there, and they're the number one afternoon drive show in the country. And for the most part, I'm not going to say they're negative, but they're not the most positive show in the world sometimes. But so Tony is a baseball guy. Tony Maz is a baseball guy. So he does a baseball show from 6 to 7.
Oh.
So he's talking about the Red Sox, and all of a sudden the Jaylen Brown trade comes down, and this is what it sounded like.
Jaylen Brown traded to the Philadelphia 76ers for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. Let me begin right here. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it with a freaking passion. This was a salary dump or a contract dump, or define it however you want. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous trade. Paul George is 36 years old, and to save 1 year of money, 1 year of money, Jimmy, is what you're telling me, that George is getting paid for the next 2.
Yep.
Is there any sort of player option or anything after that?
Not that I'm seeing.
So the Celtics just traded a guy that they took with the number 3 pick in the draft, who's been here 10 years, who's MVP of the NBA Finals, wingman to Jason Tatum, if not his equal, pretty damn close. And they traded him to the Philadelphia 76ers for a 36-year-old guy who looks like he's getting near the end. There was a little bit of a resurgence there in the postseason. But a guy who's been a failure pretty much everywhere he's gone since he left Indiana. 2 firsts and 2 seconds. I hate it. It was a money dump. That's all it was. And the Celtics now today are worse than they were yesterday.
He was fired up.
Let me tell you how the reaction is going to be today. It's going to be even more volatile.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be even more pissed today because it doesn't make sense.
There's nothing positive from the Celtics perspective. There's just not. I get the picks. Okay, sure. Knock yourself out with the picks, and you can make things happen in drafts. Understood. And by the way, down the road, making moves as far as a trade is concerned, I get it. But the team that they are currently constructed, they are in a championship window. You can't mess with that, and they just did. They just did.
Unless they think that they're still in a championship window,
Which is funny because
now it's just with Paul George.
That's funny. There it is. I got to laugh at that. But still, I just will say this quickly. They are 47-10 without Jaylen Brown the last 4 seasons. And apparently today, you told me yesterday.
It was 12-0 at some
12-0
point.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've had success without Jaylen Brown in the lineup. Good. Knock yourself out. I don't get rid of a player like that. He's in his prime. We know what he's capable of. And you saw it. Point blank. You saw it in the NBA Finals, the biggest stage. And he was the MVP.
All right, we have a reaction on the Davis Honda text line with voice memos and on the phone lines. Let's go to D in Roxborough. D, go ahead. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, D?
Hello?
We got you.
What's up, guys?
Yo.
Hey, what's going on? I like that. I didn't really get to think about a lot of this with Celtics' point of view because I hate the Celtics, so I wasn't really trying to put myself in their shoes. But I get it. You know, they've been winning without them, picks, whatever, however that's going to go. I don't think it's a smart move, the kind of player he is. But when I seen the news of the trade, I got anxious. I'm still anxious. Like, in my stomach, I'm anxious because I want to be happy, but the fan of the sport in me, like, I'm all Philadelphia everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the fan in me is like, here we go again. It's the same feeling I got when Butler came. it's like, okay, we got Butler, but what about Embiid? What's going to happen with Embiid? We got, James Harden. What's going to happen with Embiid? It's the same. We haven't changed the elephant in the room for me to be super excited. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I like Jaylen. I'm worrying about how we're going to fit as well. Jaylen's a very confident young man. He might feel like he wants the ball. Is Embiid going to get the ball? Is Maxey going to get the ball? I mean,
real questions.
I'm worrying about fit. Yeah, I'm worrying about fit, right? Because what happens, God forbid, Yoel starts to struggle, physically. So what? Jaylen Brown now becomes an edgecomb, become the two anchors for defense, and I don't know. It's just so many question marks.
It's valid.
It's just so many question marks on the beat and how this team is going to fit. When Butler came, we knew Butler was going to be taking the last shot. They got to figure that out right away. Who's going to be taking the last shot? Because we can't be playing hot potato at the end of the fourth quarter. And I just don't want to see a mess. That's all I want to say. So they got to get that figured out because Jaylen Brown is definitely a confident young man. I won't say cocky. Somebody might, but he's definitely a confident young man. And he's going to want the ball.
Yep.
So that's what I worry about. Now, so real quick again, last thing, Embiid, deep playoff run, May, June. What are we going to see? Can he do a 7-game series? Do you think he can do a 7-game series?
So, D, I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're asking these questions. So, on Embiid, are we sure Embiid's here? Is there another shoe to drop? If LeBron comes here, and I mean, it's a possibility the Sixers put out there to Tony Jones that they're interested. Is LeBron interested? I mean, he's more interested now than he was before. That's for sure.
He's in no rush.
All right, so let's just pie in the sky. Let's dream for a second. If LeBron wants to come here, is Embiid here? Man, I don't know how you make that work. Doesn't Embiid then have to be spot? Is he able to be traded at that point? I don't know. Like my question is the Sixers? Is this it? Now, is this the Big Four? Before we had the Big Four, now we have the Big Four.
This is the Big Four.
Does what happened with LeBron do they have a place Embiid could potentially be traded to?
I don't think that is in the cards. I think Embiid is here. I think this organization loves Joel. They have thoughts about him finishing his career here. Like that Morey contract wasn't just Daryl Morey. It was everybody signing off on it, right? Like there was no reason to give him that contract at that point in time. They did it. That's an organizational decision, top to bottom. I think, look, if I'm LeBron James and I'm weighing my options for everywhere, and to me, I think he wants to beat Jordan. He wants more than 6 finals or championships. That's number one because it's the number one thing that gets brought up. How many rings did he win? He needs to go to a place to win a championship. I think Joel Embiid, LeBron is saying, man, that guy, even if he plays 40 games and the Embiid tees, these guys haven't been through it. It's new. It's fresh to them. One game with Joel, you're going to be like, oh, my God, if I get that in May,
right.
in June, look out. But
they did this whole Big Four thing without really committing to either George and Embiid, and one of those guys right now is packing his bags.
Right, and Brown is more of he's going to command more shots and more attention and more everything than Paul George.
And we know that the 3-star setup in the NBA is not exactly the model right now.
Well, they got 4.
Look, let's be real.
Sorry, 3 max contracts. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
That's not the model right now.
Let's be real about JoJo. He's not playing back-to-backs.
Well, I mean, we asked Gansey that, and he didn't seem to necessarily be willing to commit to that just yet. But to your point, if he plays 60 games, that's going to be a lot, right?
Correct.
Do we agree with that? Like all the problems we're talking about right now are good problems. Because now, if Embiid doesn't play and the team's really good without Embiid, then when Embiid comes back in, how do you figure that part of it out? Maxey was complaining last year about, well, he doesn't play, and then he comes back in, and they struggled to figure that out.
I think this move takes pressure off of Joel. I think it takes pressure off of everybody, the organization, how they handle Joel Embiid. You have 3 studs in VJ, Tyrese, and now Jaylen Brown.
Also, chemistry is
it's all real.
Is Embiid.
D's right. I mean, those are valid questions. Absolutely right.
Good problems to have.
Love the cliche.
Good questions to have. Jim in Cheltenham. Jim's the archivist of 97.5 The Fanatic, and he's going to tell us how this trade stacks up with other trades in 76ers history. Jim, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys? Let me call in again. Well, I heard this last night about 7 o'clock. I was in shock. I said, this is unbelievable.
Yep.
I thought it was one of the worst trades in maybe in NBA history. But then I thought about what happened 50 years ago. 50 years ago, the New York Nets traded Dr. J to the 76ers. And, at that time, the 76ers were not a good franchise. 4 years earlier, they were 9-72 and basically turned the whole organization around. And little by little, they brought in, Dr. Moses and Cheeks and Tony and everything. But that was a huge trade for that time in Sixers history. And, of course, they went to 4 finals and they won an NBA championship. But, now Brown's coming here, and it just takes the Sixers from having no chance. Now they give them a chance to win something.
Best trade since Roy Halladay, maybe? I'm trying to think. We're going all sports here, too.
That's some heat right there.
That was a hell
Well,
of a
it has
trade.
to be. We were thinking all sports. It would have to be Steve Carlton, 1972. He came from St. Louis. The Cardinals called up the Phillies. They said, "Would you like Steve Carlton?"
For Rick Wise.
Rick
and,
Wise.
yeah,
And
for
the
Rick
Phillies
Wise.
said, "Yeah, we'll do that trade." And he won 27 games that year, completed 24 games, and an ERA under 2. And every game I think from Memorial Day to Labor Day, every game the Phillies were drawing over 40,000 a game for a last.
And they won a championship. I appreciate it, Jim. And he won 3 Cy Youngs. But best trade since is the question. Doc? And Jaylen Brown hasn't played a game yet, so we can do this. Roy Halladay wouldn't want a Cy Young, and they were in the playoffs.
They said I was a diva.
You can't trump Doc.
No, but that's got to be on the list, right?
Yeah.
AJ?
I'm trying to think of a trade that set up that Eagles.
AJ? Best trade since AJ?
That Eagles Super Bowl? I mean, if you...
AJ.
If we do the whole, the Eagles can't win the Super Bowl without Carson.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm just saying. I've been told that the Eagles wouldn't get their first Super Bowl without Carson.
Yeah, and I've been told if he started that game, they don't win the Super Bowl. So I'll also throw that in there. Okay, so like Carson Wentz, I agree. The way he started the season was pertinent to because they weren't winning that many games with Nick Foles, for sure.
He was an MVP. Him and Brady at that point in time.
They were MVP. Yes, they were odds-on favorites to win the MVP.
Real quick, since talking about the trade, Joel Embiid, John, it's 57 this year. It's 62 the next. It's 66 a player option the final year. Like, who's taking that deal? Paul George. We said all along, like, let's revisit these conversations we had for the last 2-3 months. You can move Paul George. There's more value there with Paul George.
For sure.
Than Joel Embiid.
Yeah, because even with injury history, you can still, what he is.
JoJo's not going anywhere. I think Joe's staying here.
I still think you can trade him.
I'm more convinced today you could be traded than I was yesterday.
I agree.
That's funny.
I don't know. All right, so if you're the Sixers and Tony Jones at The Athletic, he was on this morning with the guys. Tony Jones at The Athletic, the trade, it's not like the ink's not even dry on Shams putting the tweet out, right? And Tony Jones comes out and said the Sixers are interested in LeBron James. If they're interested in LeBron James, which you all believe they should be and they are, right?
Sure.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Do they think that Joel Embiid can be here with LeBron James and VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey and Jaylen Brown?
I think it's a conversation that JoJo has, and he will be honest. And I think Joe would love the opportunity to play with the greats.
Forget about Joe. What is the team saying? Is the team saying to make it all work financially and how we would be able to get Bron? Because if I don't believe Bron's playing for a mid-level exception or the veteran minimum. I don't believe that. I'm not saying I'm right.
Do you have a number on that?
15, I think, a year.
I could see.
Well, he should make $100 million.
I know. Well, he's already he will with shoes and everything else.
You may have to do some type of a sign and trade where you're able to take on that salary. Josh Harris, for all the talk about ducking the luxury tax, he ain't going to duck the luxury tax if you can get LeBron James and you can add that player. So I just don't think it works. If they're honestly in the pursuit of LeBron James, I don't think Embiid can be here, which is perfectly fine with me.
I know. That was the first question Kelly asked me. Does JoJo get traded? So she can paint over the mural?
Yeah, but then Braun's face would just replace him probably, you're right.
I'm already getting Jaylen Brown worked on. Shout out Bill Strobel. He's the official artist of the Club Hurts. No, I John, like, I have to be real with you. My vibes last night was, it changes the way I look at JoJo this year. It does. Now, am I going to sit here and flip-flop and say, no, you got to keep him? Well, things change. You got Jaylen Brown to the equation now. And now the expectation of what you need from Joel night in, night out has diminished significantly because of what you're going to get production from Jaylen Brown. And, oh, by the way, VJ in year 2, you heard Cedric Maxwell. He didn't want to talk about Tyrese. He wanted to talk about VJ.
Yep.
And he's not alone in that. VJ is a stud. So I just think now, Joel, hey, man, relax. Like, this isn't about you now. You're not the first option. But he's still damn capable of scoring 50 on you in a night. Joel is that good. It's just he can't be healthy. We know that. I think JoJo stays. I think the conversation with the player is more important than ever. Joel, this is where we're going. Are you in? Absolutely. Playing with these guys. JoJo knows that for his resume and his reputation, if he was able to win a ring, the revenge tour that Joel Embiid would go on?
Yeah, good. I mean, like, and you've been right about all these things with, like, call Jaylen Brown. I'm like, yeah, sure, call Jaylen Brown.
Call Jaylen Brown.
And they called for Jaylen Brown, and they actually got him.
Get him on the phone.
I don't care what Joel Embiid says. I don't need to ask him if he's all in or he's not. If he's not all in, it's not. I mean, I can have a conversation with him. It's not going to determine what I'm doing with him.
Does it seem like they're catering to him, or does it seem like they're doing what they want to do? That's my biggest thing right now.
How do we know, though? That's a behind-the-scenes thing.
Okay, so Tony Jones. Last night, 8:39 p.m., the 76ers have expressed interest in acquiring free agent forward LeBron James. A league source told The Athletic.
How is this real? Where am I right now? Is this the Truman Show?
Yeah, pinch yourself. Let's see. Pinch your shoulder in your Sixers jersey.
The Matrix.
I don't see how Embiid's here. I don't know how you make it happen. I'd be shocked if LeBron comes here for a veteran minimum or a mid-level. You pretty much will do whatever you want. If he says I'll come to Philly, but you're gonna have to pay me $50 million a year, you figure out a way to pay him $50 million a year, and that means you have to move heaven and earth to get Embiid out of here because he's got the money, and then you do like a 10-way trade. I don't care how many teams you have to get involved to do it. I mean, like, I'll take LeBron with Embiid. I just, like, is there enough oxygen in this city for the five?
It's a fair question. It's real. It's valid.
Even without the addition of LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, they just showed you. They were able to move off of Paul George. They didn't just move off of Paul George. Jaylen Brown's here.
Thank God we're friends with Mike Gansey.
Gansey gang. We were day one.
Gansey gang.
Day one.
Day one.
Oh, by the way, the West Virginia jersey has been ordered.
Is that really?
Oh, yeah.
Just get it in. We'll get him on. Right? We got to get him on after the Jaylen Brown stuff's announced and everything else. We got to get Gansey.
That is the #1 jersey down the shore this summer.
All right, let's go to and by the way, Bobby Marks, the ESPN NBA insider, former executive in the NBA. He's going to join us at 11:30. Well, all the things that we're asking right now, we're going to ask him. Does he think Bron actually, like, how can you make the Bron thing happen? Does it work with Embiid? Let's go to Tommy. Tommy's in Glenside. Tommy, go ahead.
It's Christmas in July, gentlemen. Long-time Sixers fan. Almost ran off the road last night when I heard about the trade. But I wanted to get a little bit deeper and look at the trade itself. And I was off something Bobby Marks wrote yesterday. He was saying that Paul George is a negative asset, that most teams, if you traded him by himself, you'd have to give up a first along with Paul George to get rid of him. And if you look at it that way, the Sixers basically got more for Jared McCain than the Celtics got for Jaylen Brown. Paul George cost you a first to get rid of him, kind of like Al Horford did a couple of years ago, and you got a first and 2 seconds. Well, we got a first and 4 seconds for Jared McCain. I mean, it's a generationally great trade. In my opinion, it's probably the best since Moses, as you guys were saying. But I also think Embiid and LeBron can fit together. It's been talked about, at least on ESPN, that he'll take less, the mid-level maybe. If you put him at the 4, I mean, if anything, I'm just a little upset that backup center they signed isn't as great as I thought he could be, because you're going to need somebody to play starting center when Embiid's out. But I think everything works together. I'm just so happy. I don't want to take up any more of your time. But
Tom.
Franchise-changing trade, everyone in Philadelphia should be beyond happy.
Man,
Christmas in July, Tommy. Christmas in July, as he opened up the call. That's what it's all about right there.
But and Bobby Marks told us that about George, and I never believed it. I still believe Paul George has value around the league. Look at 2 years left on his contract. You're not going to be a 4 or 5 years deal. Embiid, I think, is where you can have a debate because
we know.
Yeah, we know.
We
the
know
league
what's going to
knows.
happen. Everybody knows. And you're not going to be able to sell that to ownership. And, oh, by the way, you got to eat that contract. It's just a massive deal.
So Shams last night reported that the Celtics initially asked for 4 to 5 first-round draft picks, VJ Edgecombe and Paul George. And the Sixers said no. What kind of a negotiation is that? We want Edgecombe, 5 first-round draft picks, and Paul George. And Gansey said, I'll give you 2 seconds, and Paul George. They said yes.
The trade machine, the funky sounds that it had. You nailed it, John. We put this deal. Somebody called us up and said, this is what I would give them. No, laugh at you. Like, yeah, 2 first, 2 seconds, and Paul George for Jaylen Brown. It got it done.
Bobby Marks coming up next. I see Chris and Pensalkins on the line. Chris will grab you if you want to hang on. 610-632-0975. A lot of other phone calls as well, Sean Bryce.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of voice memos. A lot of text messages on the Davis Honda text line. 610-632-0975. ESPN's front office executive, Bobby Marks, answers the questions and questions the answers with everything we're talking about. That's next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
That's all right. First, though, Sean Brace here for DraftKings Sportsbook, and our 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by DraftKings. So make sure you stay tuned because you hear more about DraftKings and everything it has to offer throughout the show. Once again, DK, the crown is yours. Here's what I got for you, though. People, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code Fanatic. That's Fanatic with an F. You spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code Fanatic. We got World Cup action. USA. They advance. Big red card, but don't sweat it. I love the red, white, and blue to win on Monday against Belgium at -130. Fire up DraftKings. Use Fanatic with an F as your promo code and get involved. Once again, in partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Yes, that really happened. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services. If you're caring for an adult with an intellectual disability, autism, or a developmental disability, you may be eligible for support. Visit dbhids.org/IDS. Jaylen Brown is a 76er. No, you didn't dream it last night. Jaylen Brown coming to Philadelphia in exchange for Paul George, 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. We had longtime Celtic and Celtic radio analyst Cedric Maxwell on the air earlier with us in the show. Talk about the deal and his reaction to seeing Brown become a 76er.
Because I'm like, what in the hell damn happened? One of the teams I hate the most, we traded one of the best players to Philadelphia and essentially got back Paul George and some picks. I don't know what happened.
You can listen to that back on our website or our YouTube channel. Coming up, we have Bobby Marks of ESPN. Join us in the next segment to break down the deal. Elsewhere last night, the Phillies won 10-6 over the Pirates. The U.S. men's national team won 2-0 over Bosnia. This update is brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. McComb Group Sports Contracts, one of the largest PVF inventories. From pipe, valve, and fittings to trusted brands, count the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Middays with Bobby Marks, my cousin, ESPN. He was on Get Up this morning. He joins us coming up here in a minute or two. He'll be live on Zoom with us. Very graciously will join us quite a bit. Was on last week before. Anyway,
Yep.
do you remember, I guess it's Luca, but it's not often where something happens and the reaction is so over the top, one-sided. It actually worries me. Brad Stevens can't be this dumb.
No.
That he makes this trade and does, like, is there something behind the scenes that we don't know about? I don't know. Like, it couldn't be more one-sided, the reaction.
All right, so trusted source, trusted guy, Julian Edla. Been doing shows with him for 6+ years. He represents DraftKings up in Boston, diehard Celtic, all that. I texted him. I said, what is your best guess? He said, so if we have to believe the prominent reports, Shams, Wendy, big local guys in Boston, 1, Brown never asked out. 2, this wasn't ownership. Julian said, I'm still not sure one or both of those things didn't happen, but let's just say they didn't. Celts decided they are a better team without Brown and, quote, sold high off as his big year, which he has no problem with. But good Lord, that's the best you can get, ? And hand him over to the Sixers. He used some other words about us. And then he just went into the fact that we are destined to play in a playoff series where Brown and Tatum are going to go head-to-head. And I got goosebumps just saying that out loud.
You're right.
Jeez.
Man, you're talking about must-see. I mean, for a lot of Philadelphia sports fans, the Sixers season, you have like the opener, and then, all right, let's finish the rest of the football season. I'll check back in with you. Not everybody, the diehards, obviously. But now this makes even October, November, December, now it's not only very relevant, it's must-see TV.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not done yet. We'll see what happens. Joining us right now, Sean, we have ESPN on, and they have the Get Up replay.
This guy hasn't slept in the last 3 weeks.
He hasn't.
No.
ESPN front office executive, NBA insider, Bobby Marks joins us right now. Bobby, thanks for a few.
How are we doing, guys? Good morning.
We're good.
Great. Great morning here, Bobby.
All right. For people that haven't heard your reaction, what is your reaction to the trade?
Oh, I was joking with Wendy yesterday on the we did a podcast, and I said, analytics 1, eye test 0. As far as, listen, I think my reaction was that when I woke up yesterday morning, I thought Philadelphia was the 12th best team in the Eastern Conference. Based on, and it really wasn't, it was based on what everyone else was doing, right? Like everyone else was making moves, and Philly was really limited. We've talked, they were limited as far as what they can do. It was their draft pick and basically using the non-tax mid-level on a couple players. Everyone else, Kawhi, Giannis, everything else. I thought the trade put some life into a fan base. I thought the trade put some life into an organization, breathe some life, and I think now you can put them in the conversation with these other teams. I'm not ready to say they're going to beat New York and all that, but I think it puts them in the conversation where it didn't beforehand. I mean, guys, the reality is that you traded a 36-year-old for a 29-year-old, and the likelihood is that if you were trying to trade a 36-year-old in a salary dump, you're going to have to include a draft pick. So now you added 2, and you got a player that finished 6th in MVP voting, is 29 years old, has played at least 60 games in the last 4 out of the 5 years, his record, and I know the analytics, and that was a hot topic for me over the weekend, and there was a lot of bone arrows coming my way, and that wasn't from me. I said, listen, I'm the eye test. His record when he plays in the last 4 years is 191 and 80. So you can take whatever data and anything else, and you can go plus minus and all that stuff, and there's some value there. But I do think he impacts winning, and they went out and they got a player, and the contract is the contract, but he's there for 3 years. He's under contract. This isn't a 1-year flyer here.
Right. So I mean, there's two questions. Why would Boston trade him? But my question is, why was there not more interest around the league for him? Right, like the Celtics, I guess they had to trade him because not only did they trade him for what feels like pennies on the dollar, they traded him to the Sixers of all teams. Why wasn't there interest around the league in Jaylen Brown, or more interest?
It's funny. You ask 20 teams their opinion on, and every team likes Jaylen Brown, but it's like the threshold as far as what you have to give up. When you have a player making $56-58 million, there's not many teams that are going to trade you their max player, because their max player is probably a franchise guy. So then it comes down to, am I willing to trade 3 or 4 players and basically gut my roster and then add draft capital there? The Philly trade is from a pure cap mechanics, it's the cleanest, right? 1 for 1, and then you add the picks in there too. I do think they got to a point, and I would have probably gone through the summer and reevaluated this probably maybe in August or September and see where the market is and everything. But it felt like they kind of drew a line in the sand and said, hey, we need to move off this guy. We tried trading him for Giannis. We're at a point of no return. And by Wednesday at whatever time, 5 o'clock, whatever the best offer is, that's what we're going to do. And for them, they felt like this was the best offer.
Bobby, I have to go down the path of there's a lot of mouths to feed right now with this team, right? Yeah. So are the Sixers done? Do you think there could be potentially something else? Do they make a move here? Do you think that Joel Embiid could be traded? Should we be on high alert as a Sixers fans right now as far as with Joel Embiid, or is this going to work with these 4 guys, the big 4?
Well, I think that the thing with Jaylen is that I think you can alleviate a lot of Tyrese's minutes too, and I think you can kind of balance. I mean, Tyrese's minutes was number 1 in the league, and he's averaging 38 minutes, and I think that helps alleviate whether you go him and VJ in the backcourt sometime. I think there's a lot of different variations, combinations as far as with your backcourt. As far as the roster, I think there's still some moves. I don't know if they're probably big splashy moves. I mean, we need some perimeter help, right? As far as you need some bench scoring and probably a little bit depth in the front court here. I mean, listen, we talked this morning. I don't want to tease Sixers fans and stuff like that, but of course LeBron's is going to be mentioned. I mean, it has to, right? I mean, I think that's for any franchise that has a chance to compete. Because we're different than it was in 2018 and 2010. All these different times LeBron was a free agent. Mm-hmm. There was a level playing field financially. This is not Philly has to go out and create 30 million cap space to get this guy. Like, everybody is on the same financial playing field, and for him, it's going to be like fit, happiness, winning, all the other elements too, as far as how he wants to finish his game. As far as Embiid, real quick. Listen, I think, the contract is the contract. The wild card is the wild card. As much as they can go get Jaylen Brown, where this team, we talked about it, goes, is a lot of it's going to be, where Joel is from availability standpoint.
Bobby, so you mentioned LeBron. Believe me, we've already talked about it here. Since you're the front office guru guy and you know how the salaries work, how would the Sixers make it work? Could they make it work? How can they make it work?
Yeah, I mean, just from mechanics-wise, I mean, there's 2 things. They use most of their mid-level on Dean Wade and Huck Porty, so they basically split it up between those 2. They've got the biannual, which is at 5.5. You've got to worry about they're hard capped at the first apron, so you basically have to fit everything under 209. LeBron's minimum is like 4, so it's like, but that's what Golden State has, and that's what Cleveland has, and that's what Miami has. So as I said, he's made, and I hate talking about other people's money and stuff, but he's made $600 million. So when you take all that into consideration, I think wherever he goes, He's gonna weigh a lot of different things into it.
Would it fit with like I feel like if LeBron said, you know what, I'm interested in coming to Philadelphia, I don't know how that you make that work with Embiid. And I know Embiid doesn't play 82 games or doesn't play 70 games, but it seemed like a little bit too much with everything to have Embiid. You think the Sixers, if LeBron was interested, that you would have to almost move off Embiid?
I don't think so, because I think you'd probably only have LeBron for a year. So it's not like you're not committing to a long-term marriage and everything.
Yeah, and Bobby, back over to LeBron and Embiid. What would you think would be more enticing for LeBron to play with JoJo? Like from a player perspective, LeBron's perspective. Of course, he wants to chase a ring. He wants to get a championship. But do you think he would look at the Sixers in a little bit different manner if they had Embiid or without Embiid?
I think if you have a dominant center, when he plays, he's dominant. And that's the big, the availability part. I think that goes a long way. I think that's something that he lacked in him and Luka lacked with the Lakers. I think the ability to play with Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown. You can roll that out with, I've talked about Cleveland at length because I thought listen, you can roll Mitchell, Harden, Mobley, and Allen, right? Giannis, Bam, and then the Curry and I guess Draymond and whatever left is of that Golden State rock. There's compelling arguments for a lot of places here. When will the smoke come through the chimney? And we know, I don't know. It probably won't be when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get married this weekend, because he did from the fame of it all. I'm sure it'll probably be like Tuesday when I'm flying somewhere, but I don't know. We'll just wait and see, and whatever happens, happens.
Bobby Marks from ESPN is the best, and he's always very gracious with his time when he joins us. Last thing here, because we had saw that you made the news, and you mentioned it earlier, so I'm going to bring it back up. So for people that don't know the story, you were doing an interview, and you mentioned some analytics guy said that Jaylen Brown is the seventh best player on a team.
Sure.
You disagreed with it.
I did.
You said that, but you fell victim of the aggregator that just put in the headline that Bobby Marks says that Jaylen Brown's the seventh best player on a team. What was that like?
Oh my God. Well, because I'm out in LA, so I did the interview at like 3:30 in the morning too. So it was like nice, like for trying to be a nice guy to everything. I really didn't know like what the collateral damage was until like I went to Target and I was like walking around and I had like all my buddies from the league and they're like, dude, you're trending on Twitter. And I'm like, for what? And they're like, well, the like seventh best player, blah, blah, blah. And then like, Wendy and Ramona like text me his tweet. So I was like oblivious to what the heck was going on. And then you get all these people coming at you. And then finally I was like, and I really never respond to anyone on social media. So I responded to him. I'm like, dude, I'm defending you. Like listed all these things. I called Sirius and I'm like, you better play all 4 minutes. I will never come on that show ever again. You play. So they played it. And then the best part was, and this is, for people who have kids out there, and now that mine is 20 and 17, my 20-year-old called me and he said, Dad, put the phone down, leave your hotel room and go for a walk.
Smart kid. Smart kid. Very smart kid.
And listen, it's all, I understand where, I think from just I think Jaylen, there's a lot going on, man.
So like, Jaylen, just so people don't know, Jaylen saw the tweet and responded. Did you talk to Jay? Were you able to at least let somebody know?
Okay. His agent and I are like best friends. Like everything is good.
Okay.
Everything is. He wanted my sources. I was like, no. But the crazy thing is too. Like we did a segment on NBA Today this week, and it wasn't to disparage him, but on their roster this year, and if you go by net rating. If you're into that, he's the seventh best player in net rating, which is a crazy thing. But I'm not, as I said, I'm more of the eye test with all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're 47-10 without him. So
yeah.
I mean, I mean, like that's because they have a good team. But I mean,
sure.
That's got to play at least a little bit of a role in Boston's decision.
I mean, listen, I think when you have Tatum back and then you have some of the other pieces, and they've got a heck of a coach, and they get a couple pretty good picks here with two of these picks and everything like that. I think they've probably have weighed everything.
Bobby, just last one from me. Is this the earliest that the NBA Executive of the Year award has been handed out, Mike Gansey? Is this the earliest ever?
Oh, I give awards out. this is I don't do the exact. I'll wait until the end. I give a agent, I'll call my buddies in the agent business. I'll be like, you are in the leaderboard right now. Like I'll call Aaron Minch because he has Trey Young, and I'll be like, 4 for 212 in Washington. I'm like, you're the leader right now. I do not want to put pressure on Mike as far as putting that in, because you guys have seen this. What looks good in the offseason, like you went through Paul 2 years ago. We're all they get an A, blah blah blah. They do all these things, and then like you're sitting through this. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I hate giving titles to people during the offseason because it's the offseason.
Yep, Bobby. As always, thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it, guys. Have a good weekend. Have a good Fourth.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you, Bobby Marks.
Got it.
There he is.
Up a pork roll sandwich.
Taylor Ham.
Excuse me. Is that what he called it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We go pork roll.
Yeah.
And he said
I heard it.
Washington.
I heard that.
That's my grandfather, who's from Clifton, New Jersey. Yeah, because he's in North Jersey.
That's funny.
I heard the Washington.
Yeah, the Washington.
Because that sounds like my grandfather and my grandmother, for that matter. She's from Bethlehem.
Oh man, John, this is unbelievable. What a time to be alive.
Great stuff. Dutsy just sent a tweet.
Yeah, Bill Simmons. Anytime Dutch sends a tweet, now I'm like shaking as I'm reading because he's the one that broke the news yesterday to
Dutz?
me. Yeah, I was literally walking out of the house to go out, and it was 6:50, 6:30, whatever it was.
Right.
And next thing you know, Dutch is like, brace.
So I'm at the pool. And I'm not only am I at the pool, the diving boards broke at Nine Oaks, so they had to get new diving boards, and they just installed them last week. So it's the first time I'm going off the diving board, and my kids are like, "Daddy, go off the diving board." Because when I go in the water, I like to go I don't wade in. I go off the diving board.
Cannonball.
So right. So I'm literally I'm going now. I do 5 times off the diving board, and it had extra springs. So after the first one, I did not do a good cannonball, so I had to get back up there. I literally get out of the water, and I then go over and grab my phone. I want to see what my blood sugar is because it registers on my phone. I see missed calls from Dutz, and who never calls me, and 1,000 text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what the? And so now I'm looking at the transcript of the call from Dutz. Johnny, you got to go live on YouTube. We got to go live on YouTube. The trade just happened. We got to go live on YouTube. By that time, you guys had already coordinated, and you were going live on YouTube.
It's crazy.
And then you look at everything, and it's like, is this real? And then I get Scott, our program director's like, do a reaction video. So I did a reaction video. I was still soaking wet, shirt off, mole showing. I got comments on my mole.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's where I was when it happened.
Yeah, I just was.
What a day.
I was walking out the door, ready to go for Team USA, down to Manayunk, watch it with everybody, and next thing you know, I had to go, Sam, we're going live, 2 minutes. Be ready.
So, Ray, Bobby Marks believes that it seems like he thinks that Embiid's more likely to be here if Bron, and again, I don't want to get too far away with the LeBron stuff because the trade with Jaylen Brown just happened. It's hard not to when Tony Jones puts out that the Sixers are interested in LeBron James.
Everybody's trying for his services. The Nuggets reached out to him. The Warriors, we know, are on the list. Miami wants him back. Cavs want him back. Everybody wants LeBron.
And he made the best point of all, which is everybody's from the same financial playing field. Nobody has $80 million in cap space to give them. Everybody's kind of working with the same thing. They're going to have to be creative.
Does that change your mind? Because you were the one that you don't believe he's playing for.
But I still believe that
15, 20 million.
I still believe that. Ray, do you think he plays for $15 million a year?
Oh, I think he play for less.
You do.
I do.
Wow.
I'm looking at the way this all works out with if he wants to go to Golden State. Steph Curry's got money there. They just paid Kristaps $20 million.
Correct.
They got if they get Anthony Davis, he's going to have a massive contract. It just kind of seems like even if they don't get Anthony Davis, they got to give Draymond Green a new contract. So they got money that they got to spend. All these teams that if he really wants to be 42-year-old man trying to win NBA title.
Well, that would be the biggest cool move ever that he says I take $5 million to play. Right? That.
I don't think he's taking that.
He sits at the press conference.
Okay, 15. What does it matter, 5 or 15?
That's a little bit more, but yes.
He gets up there. I took Mr. Ohio away from Mike Gansey 20 years ago. I felt for him. So I'm going to come here as a discount for my old buddy from Ohio.
Then you got Gansey's brother that's tweeting out pictures of LeBron.
Steve, don't you dare tempt me with a good time.
In high school.
That was ridiculous. That brother is I'm not saying in a bad way, but that was that's when pandemonium hit an all-time high yesterday. People were freaking out.
This city might catch on fire if LeBron James came here. Literally.
I might catch on fire.
Yeah, you might. I might too.
I hate, again, John, you nailed it because it's about Jaylen Brown. It's about the move. But I just want to come back to that Embiid thought, right? And I just feel like you're better with him fetching a guy like LeBron, keeping this together for 1 year.
So let's do this. Chris and Pennsauken. Chris, what do you got, buddy? Good to talk to you. How are you?
Yo. What's up, fellas?
Christopher?
I am in my glory, and I do not give things away. I was leaving my shop. You know what I do, Johnny.
Yep.
And there was these 3 people waiting in line, and they were washing folds, and I said, let me fact check this. I said, it's real. I said, guess what? I'm the new Oprah. I can't give you a car. You get a free washing fold. You get a free washing fold. You get a free washing fold. They were happy. I was throwing water bottles. I had my customer, grab one. Let's go. Play the music. Oh, my God. We finally have grown-ups at the table, man. It always starts from the top. My dad told me it was since I was like 4 years old. He said it starts from the top. Christopher, it starts from the top. And we got guys in charge in this city, and I friggin' love it, man. I'm sitting back. It's a summer day, and guess what, boys? After I get off the phone, you know what time it is? It's 5 o'clock sometime.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give yourself a Tito's, and I'll sit out on my deck, and I'm going to listen to one of the best radio stations. And, boys, we got ourselves a team. Let's friggin' go. Love yous. God bless. And I couldn't be more happier for this city. And by the way, how about that USA kicking some ass?
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah,
Let's go!
not that it ruined it for me, but I was less focused on soccer coming up at 8 o'clock.
Everybody was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, like that. In me, I was, Johnny America over here, ready to go. I had fireworks coming out of my ears for that game last night, and I was just like, Sixers, man. Unbelievable.
Yep. All right, so Gansey, this is on our show, and this is why I'm focused on it. Anytime they've been asked about Joel Embiid, now, recently, they've talked about the Big Four more than they were before, right? But from Bob Myers to Gansey, don't pay attention. Like, pay attention to what they've been saying. Listen closely to what they've been saying. They very easily could have been, Joel Embiid, even if they're not going to totally kiss his ass, they could have said, Joel Embiid's not going anywhere.
You don't get rid of a player like that. Yeah.
And when we asked about Mike Gansey is he going to be back? Is it my question in it as well? So we asked, is it just the answer? So I asked him, is Joel Embiid 100% going to be back next year? Here's the answer.
Joel's ours right now. I've had great conversations with him. We FaceTimed. I'm actually going to see him in a couple days to kind of sit down in person with him. But, we just got to get Joel on the court. Obviously when he plays, we're really good. He's still dominant.
Boom.
Yep.
Right now.
I mean, so let me ask you. Do you think, based on what Bob Myers has said and what Gansey has said, that they're married to Joel Embiid being here?
No.
Do you think that they are proactively asking around? I mean, they just got Jaylen Brown, for God's sakes. Do you think they're proactively looking and saying, well, he's not going to be here long term. Why would we want to start this run with Joel Embiid if we don't have to? To me, Joel Embiid creates an issue in the locker room. Because if he's not 100% committed to being the best player he can be, if he's not 100% committed to everything that you need out of a championship team, and that's where Bob Myers comes from. He doesn't come Daryl Morey where he's letting James Harden go to strip clubs and they're planning their road trips based on Vegas so James Harden can go party. This dude ain't having that. Bob Myers isn't having that. So if he knows, and he's been here, so if he knows Joel Embiid's a problem or has been a problem, then don't you try to move on from him if you can? Especially with LeBron coming. You think LeBron's putting up with the crap of Joel Embiid? I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. If Braun was to come here with Embiid, it's a lot, dude.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And there is enough to entice a guy like LeBron James, who is the apple in everybody's eye, and rightfully so at this point in time, with Jaylen Brown, VJ, and Tyrese. Oh, by the way, we know the Rich Paul connection with Tyrese, so we got that happening. Yeah, look, I think when you play that cutback, Gansey nailed it when he said, right now he's ours, and oh, by the way, I'm going to go talk to him. Like, I bring that back up. I do, because these conversations are going to be tough, and they're happening behind the scenes with Gansey, Bob Myers, and Joel Embiid. And like you said, Bob Myers has been around this organization this last year. He knows there's an issue with JoJo. Behind the scenes, there's an issue with Joel Embiid. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
Some people don't want to buy into it, though. Some people don't want to believe it, but there is, including people that cover the team, which is just ridiculous. I don't even cover the team, and I'm arguing with some people like, dude, open your eyes, open your ears, get better sources. I don't know what to tell you, but we hear things. JoJo late, still operating. And, oh, by the way, what we did know with the whole meeting the year before.
Yep.
not a perfect player behind the scenes.
All right, coming up, we have the news at noon with Ray Dunn, including Stephen A., Mike Florio, and Steve Cohen, the Mets owner. And then we're right back to your reaction on the 76ers. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, it's all about your hair for a second. It's all about keeping your hair. Now, listen, if you're balding and you're like, man, like I need more hair, well, that's a hair transplant. That's what I had, Morgenstern hair restoration. But, man, maybe you like where your hair is or you're okay with where your hair is. You just don't want to lose any more because it's easier than replacing hair. That's today's hair restoration, is keeping the hair that you have. It's called prevention. Topical treatments, medications, non-invasive options, and more. That's going to help you keep the hair that you have before you lose more of it. And we're talking about the experts in the business. We're talking about the most experience and the most success in Philadelphia. That's Morgenstern Hair Restoration. That makes all the difference in the world. 3 locations in Pennsylvania: Bala, Kenwood, Wayne, and Lancaster. Again, same hair team that has done my hair for 15 years. Call them today, 610-831-HAIR. You can speak to their hair team. I've known them. I have a relationship with them, again, going on a decade and a half. Say, I hear John talking about you. I need more information. I'd like to come in for a complimentary consultation. 610-831-HAIR. The website's morgensternhair.com. Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Jaylen Brown's a Sixer. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. You did not dream it last night. No, Jaylen Brown really becoming from the Boston Celtics down to Philadelphia in exchange for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. And if that return seems light to you, we've been trying to make sense of it all day. Bobby Marks from ESPN just joined us in the last segment and tried to give the best explanation of why the Celtics made the deal.
Felt like they kind of drew a line in the sand and said, hey, we need to move off this guy. We tried trading him for Giannis. We're at a point of no return. And by Wednesday at whatever time, 5 o'clock, whatever the best offer is, that's what we're going to do.
And that's what they did. Jaylen Brown is 76er in exchange for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. We'll continue to react throughout the day today. Phillies won last night 10-6 over the Pirates. The U.S. men's national team won 2-0 over Bosnia. They move on to the round of 16 in the World Cup. This update is brought to you by ExpressPros.com. Your logistics business moves fast. Is your team keeping up? Express Employment Professionals connects you with qualified talent. ExpressPros.com. Express, respecting people, impacting business. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Middays with Marks. And unless somebody gets back to me, I was trying to get Tony Maserati from the Sports Hub up in Boston, who went on the viral rant yesterday. Later on in the show, so it's as of right now, Ray. It's going to be reaction from us and from you. So
hell yeah,
yeah. So stay tuned. We know there's a day Phillies game today, so we may be getting some people that don't typically listen to our show, and they're going to be sampling and coming over. So we're going to do what we do. So we hope you enjoy it. If you're one of the new people, every day at noon. And by the way, I am John Marks. He is Sean Brace.
Hello.
He is Ray Dunn.
What up?
Every day at noon, we do something called the News at Noon. Hit it.
Give me the news at noon. Give me the news at noon with Ray Dunn. It's so easy he can do it in his underwear. It's the news at noon with Ray Dunn.
Ooh. With a little Matt Cord echo on the way out there.
Speaking of which, still effort in that as well.
Nice.
Maybe for later on in the program. But, all right, let's get to what we got for today. We're going to start with Stephen A. because last night we did a live instant reaction video to the Jaylen Brown trade. And amongst my final thoughts, outside of starting to lust over LeBron James coming here, was the fact that we have to now inherit the Stephen A. beef for Jaylen Brown. I want Jaylen Brown focused on what he's doing on the court. It hurts me. I've been a Stephen A. guy. Maybe a little bit less recently, but for most of my life, been a Stephen A. guy. Now we have to inherit the beef. Stephen A., last night after the trade.
He's going to do wonders in the city of Philadelphia. Make no mistake about it. He's that dude. But I wasn't wrong. Nor was I wrong with what I said a couple of years ago when he wore them shirts talking about state your source, because I said, yo, he's not liked. I love how I see these people on over social media now and with their podcasts now, not giving me any credit, but echoing what the hell I said a couple of years ago. He's smart, he's accomplished, doesn't suffer fools easily, and he's not to be manipulated. He's his own man.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at pros and cons of this trade, there's very few cons. That's number one on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Have to hear from him more. Because Jaylen doesn't seem like that he's interested in taking the high road and not engaging Stephen A., and Stephen A.'s certainly going to take it.
So we got to take it up for him. Because you know what Stephen A's not going to do?
What?
Beef with us.
No, he's not. He isn't punched down.
Right. We got to let Jaylen know. Intro presser. Jaylen, we got it from here. Anything you need to go against Stephen A., we'll take it for you.
Yeah, but he wants to do it.
Oh, engagement.
Yeah, he wants to do it.
He's in that world.
Oh, he is in that world.
When you hear Colin Cowherd say that executives in the NBA say that Jaylen Brown thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, well, like, he doesn't think, like, hey, maybe I should just not go back and forth with this guy because he's winning by me doing that. No, he wants to go back and forth with him. So, I hate it.
If we could somehow get involved, this would be good for us, is what I'm saying.
No, I agree.
Be good for us.
No, but I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I can't stand him.
Which makes it a good beef for you.
But I don't even want to have a beef with him. That's the thing. Like, I like for instance, Craig Carton. Craig Carton's a piece of crap.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I will fight with him, and that's me punching up and him punching down. So he's not going to do that with me a lot. Stephen A's never going to punch down with me. But like I want nothing to do with Stephen A. at all. Just like, do whatever, you do yours. You're very successful. You work really, really hard. I respect that of it. But I hate it.
State your source.
So
yeah, I hate him.
You don't want anything to do with that. Something I know you definitely want to do with is the Diana Rossini story when it finally drops, when the investigation drops.
Right. And you can still play the Stephen A. Stuff News at noon.
Oh,
That's how I get my fill of it.
And this is my way of transitioning to the next news and news story here.
Right.
Mike Florio talking about Diana Rossini, and I can't have this because I think I know where this is going.
There was a quote from a Times Company spokesperson. The spokesperson said the Athletics' internal investigation of Rossini is still ongoing. It was 3 weeks ago that the New York Post reported Athletic executive editor Steven Ginsburg told staff there's still a few more weeks to go. That was 3 weeks ago. We're more than 3 weeks since the report emerged. And I continue to believe that the report of the investigation is coming this week. Maybe today, Wednesday, July 1, late afternoon, as we get closer to the hard reset of the 4th of July weekend. Maybe tomorrow, July 2nd. I think Friday would be a little too obvious because most people will have already checked out by late afternoon on Friday.
And that's when they're going to do it.
Friday, July 3rd, when it's an observed holiday for July 4th, when most people aren't working.
That's a great call.
They're dropping it Friday night, and you know what the news cycle is on Saturday? Wow, look at that Madison Square Garden wedding for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Some of the bigs going down tomorrow. You're right, Ray.
Let me ask you a question. Why would they want to bury it? Do they want to bury it? They didn't do anything wrong, did they? Unless there's stuff in there where they look like idiots.
I don't know. Right off the jump, The Athletic was like, no. Diane Rossini would never do that.
Okay, fair.
She's our girl.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right, so they're going to bury it in a holiday weekend.
Seems like it.
Well, guess where it's not going to be buried? With me. Next week, look out. I can't wait.
Oh, by the way, nobody doubted this. I think we even talked about it, but Dave Portnoy stepped up and said he would absolutely hire her in a second.
Of course he would. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's Barstool. That's the brand. Her. I mean, look at it. She is Barstool.
Is she getting $800K?
Maybe, if she can get enough people to tune in. Yeah, like whatever. She's already won in life. Even with this stuff that happened, she's already won in life.
Yep.
Whatever. I'm not even jealous of it. You know why? Sean? Because I was right. In a world of very few people knowing and seeing exactly what she was and what she really was, I was right. I'm the number one seed. I should get credit for knowing she was a total phony and a fraud. And she is. And she's a total phony and a fraud. And she's a bad human being, too, on top of it. So when that story comes out, I'm going to comb through it, and I'm going to read every freaking word multiple times. I'm going to read it backwards, and I'm going to enjoy every bit of it. Every single bit of it.
I love it.
Because she's as dirty as it comes, and she's part of the problem with real journalism. Ooh. She's full of crap.
You think she's dirty in the bedroom? Hey, now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Well, apparently for Brave, that's why he's there.
Probably. And like, the husband wants to stay with her and all this other stuff. Like, all right, dude, like, knock yourself out. I know he's a local guy. But whatever. I don't care. I just want to read it. I can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the Mets to fall apart. Steve Cohen going on the podcast with Joel Sherman, John Heyman, and this is one of the dumbest things I think you could possibly do. They ask him about trading Juan Soto or Francisco Lindor come August 3rd, if they could find a partner for it, alluding to the issues that were happening behind the scenes last year. Here is Cohen's response to it.
I don't see them going anywhere. Okay, and frankly, I think that's a story that was last year's story, and that I actually am told and believe strongly that these guys are getting along much better, and so I just don't see that as an issue anymore. And listen, I'm lucky enough to have two high-quality players like that, and with the elimination of whatever issues there were last year, I mean, I'm thrilled that they're on the team.
Yeah. The reason why I think it's the dumbest thing you could possibly say there. If you give oxygen to the fire going on behind the scenes, even if you feel like it's been totally put out, guess what the New York media can do today when they get to the clubhouse? So, Francisco, Steve Cohen was on a podcast today talking about your relationship with Juan Soto a season ago. He says it's in a better place. Could you give us something on where you guys are at? You just don't touch it.
Nope.
This is where business guy does not understand clubhouse. You can have all the money in the world, and sometimes you can be really, really dumb when it comes to working internally in an organization. And right there, I think that was it.
I don't think that he doesn't understand. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, in that case, it's even worse.
This is his toy. This is his lifelong dream. And he's going to be Jerry Jones. There's a reason why the Cowboys and the Jerry Jones haven't been relevant for good reasons in 30 years. It's good, and that's the news at noon. It's because of Jerry Jones. It starts at the top. You just said that, right? It starts at the top.
Correct.
Chris from Pennsauken just said it. It starts at the top. That's why Jerry Jones isn't winning. And Steve Cohen, because he spends a lot of money, at some point he might figure it out. And our teams, let's talk about John Middleton and the Phillies. Let's talk about Jeffrey Lurie. Jeffrey Lurie's been doing this for over 30 years as an owner. He knows what the hell he's doing. Steve Cohen is a billionaire many times over. He doesn't care. Jeffrey Lurie now has that kind of money. He doesn't have Cohen money, but now he's rich like that. Man, when he was like taking out loans, he was using family money to buy the Eagles for $185 million. When you buy a franchise now, you have to be a venture capitalist. You need to have private money coming in. Look at the Celtics. A lot of the talk with the Celtics is that they did this move because it was financially motivated because they don't have a singular owner. This is about profits.
Yeah, the Seahawks are going for $11 billion.
Dude, and Steve Cohen, you think he cares? Anytime an owner's going on a podcast or something like that, that's not good. If he's calling out players and managers, he just creates chaos.
That's why you get the State of the Union with the Eagles one time a year with Jeffrey Lurie, Mr. Lurie. And oh, by the way, congratulations to Jeffrey Lurie winning the Stuart Scott Inspire Award for the global autism community and all the money that he has raised. And, of course, everybody involved with that. It's not just Jeffrey Lurie alone. Of course, the Eagles do a tremendous job. And shout out to Kelsey. And
raised over $1 million.
Come on, dude. Over $3 million now he's done down there in Seattle.
Dude is unbelievable. He is. The way he gets behind that and the effort he puts in for it. And Jeffrey Lurie, I don't think you can state it enough. I have a T-shirt that I wear occasionally that a listener sent me because his son's autistic, and it says autism. It doesn't mean that I can't. And there was and I'm pretty sure this is his son. It was a North Penn student. He was on the basketball team, and I think it was senior night, his final year. You can Google it. I believe he made a 3-point basket. And like Jeffrey Lurie has, it was autism in his family. I believe it's his brother that had autism growing up, and he has made that. Other than the Eagles and winning Super Bowls, that's like the next thing in his life that he has a passion for.
Oh yeah,
they do a great job.
And you could tell. You could tell.
Yep. All right, there we go. Ray, do you have any of the national reaction to the trade that we could play as we get back into it here as the big story in Philadelphia is the 76ers getting Jaylen Brown, Sean?
I would love to request eventually we get to the Cowherd take because that one is that one's driving people a lot of people up a wall.
So it's the smartest guy in the room one because he said it was two parts to it.
And the one word is really bothering a lot of people out there.
Okay. All right. You have Cowherd? Here's Cowherd. This was on his podcast that he did last night. Go.
Jaylen Brown, I had 2 NBA sources tonight, 2 people in the league, one an executive, one a scout, say that Jaylen Brown it's a disease. He suddenly thinks he's the smartest guy in every room he's in. I've worked with people in the media. It's really, you get into a really bad space. You make a lot of money. Suddenly you're absolutely sure. You don't want to listen to your bosses. You don't want to listen to consultants. You don't want to listen to teammates. Jaylen's kind of, and by the way, one executive told me, this was always a little bit of Jaylen Brown's personality, kind of the smartest guy in the room, and live streaming and throwing it out there. And that's just not a good space. It used to be nothing good happens after 3 a.m. Nothing good happens when pro athletes live stream.
That's a good line. Yeah, the word disease is bothering a lot of people, including Donovan Mitchell, who said critique basketball all you want, but disease is insane. We got to stop letting people just say whatever. Come on, man. The only thing I'm going to say is do a little digging. Pat Riley, I think he was one of the first to say he suffers from a disease of me. So, like, it's been said before. I get it. I'm not here to defend anybody else's words. Colin Cowherd could do it himself, but, like, I don't know. It's something that's been said by Pat Riley, and still to this day, when he talks about players that can't get it out of their own way, he suffers from a disease of me.
Right. It's just you could use a different word. Like, you don't have to use cancer. I always hate when people say, oh, well, he's a cancer in the clubhouse. All right. Like, I've known people that died from cancer.
Yeah.
I don't need to, like, you choose a different term. Like whatever. I mean, I saw the same thing with the disease. So could he have chosen a different word? I don't know if he was intentionally using that word because it was a buzzword that would get reaction. That's going to get reaction anyway.
Yeah, I just think it was something more along the lines of, like, he's heard that Pat Riley said. Like, that's known that Pat Riley has used that term before. But, again, sources are sources. Cowherd's got plenty of them. That's fine. Here's my source. My eyes, as Bobby Marks said. I could deal with everything that's coming with the streaming and all that. Jaylen Brown is a stud. An absolute beast on the floor.
Yeah, the Celtics might have been tired of it, and maybe the chemistry with him and Tatum and him, the head coach, wasn't great. I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it. You give me a guy that's going to be wanting to stick it to the organization that's right there in your conference, that's one of your biggest rivals. I'm cool with that.
Just beat them, too, in the playoffs. Everything is just great right now.
I think that, and from a Sixers standpoint, this is a no-brainer and a great trade, but also kind of looking at the big picture of it. And I said this when they signed Paul George. The Sixers signed Paul George because everybody was Paul George. And I was like, all right, the Clippers offer him a 2-year contract. They gave him an offer he knew he was going to refuse. What am I missing here? Why wouldn't they max him? And we found out why. All right, like, Paul George's still a good player. If you had to do that contract all over again, you'd still do it because you were able to trade him for Jaylen Brown, but that's the only reason, right? He didn't live up to that contract. But Brad Stevens, who runs the Celtics and is the executive of the year 2 of the last 3 seasons, they won a championship. They won almost 60 games this year without Jason Tatum. He's no dummy. What else is going on here? Bobby Marks, I thought, explained it well why there wasn't interest in the league with him. It's just at this point, teams don't have a lot of flexibility. And if this would have happened at a different time, or if maybe they would have waited to the trade deadline, they could have gotten more. But it just seemed like the Celtics were ready to move on, and they decided after the Giannis thing didn't happen, they were going to move on.
Yeah.
I guess I would ask, well, why don't they just try to add more to the deal, and then they would have Giannis? Because then at least they would have Giannis. Maybe they would be missing another piece. But now they have Paul George. You're a significantly better team with Giannis and Jason Tatum and missing one of your other players than you are with Paul George and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
They still have enough to win 55, 60 games maybe and be a factor in the Eastern Conference, but they certainly come down a little bit.
Yeah, and the fact that Paul George, with the contract that he's making, it's just the dollars are there. Like it doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things, other than the fact that, like you said, they were just tired. Time to move on. 10 years with them. They're still a pretty damn good team with Jason Tatum. Joe Mazzulla apparently wasn't getting along with them. That's fine. They're going to go in a different direction. Still can't believe they couldn't have got more or open things up. But who knows what the relationship is with Gansey, Bob Myers, with the people that are making decisions in Boston. I don't know.
I just can't, like, if I'm a team that I would figure it out. If, like, oh, you're telling me Jaylen Brown's available?
There's number one, I'm figuring it out. If I can't, number two, I'm sure as hell not dealing them to the 76ers.
Yeah, wait. So what's going on there? That's what that like. It's way too of a lopsided trade for there not to be something else.
Let's go history. Is it a Trojan horse? Is that what we're dealing with right now?
I don't know what's going on.
The Odyssey. I can't wait for that movie. I want to see it.
All right, let's take some reaction here. 610-632-0975. Get your voice memos in, your text messages. That's on the Davis Honda text line. Same number as the phone number, 610-632-0975. To dial in as Eddie from North Jersey did. Eddie, go ahead. What's up?
Hey, how are you guys? First time caller, long time listener, diehard Sixers fan. I just got three. I got three really quick points. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time.
Go.
One, because I heard an earlier caller say, "Who's going to get the ball when it comes down the line? When it comes down to the end, man, who's ever hot? Who's ever hot? Tyrese, Edgecombe, or Jaylen? It's whoever. It's not pass the potato. It's like who's ever hot, and whoever's hot, shoot the potato. You know, they got that. They don't have to worry about that because one guy is gonna not produce as you expect, like Tyrese Maxey in the playoffs. How he just thumped out. We had no answer to score a bucket. Now we have an answer. We have a good 29-year-old Jaylen Brown, a superstar, and we have options. You know, it's not only Edgecombe who's coming into his second year, and we're not putting it all on Maxey or Embiid, who's injury prone.
Sure.
Okay, two. The nonsense that I'm hearing from some fans that are saying that, we don't need LeBron, that LeBron wouldn't be beneficial to us. Who's saying that? It's absurd to hear something like that, to hear one of the all-time point leaders in games history say that we don't need him on our team. He makes everybody better. He's gonna click. He's gonna gel with Joel Embiid. They played in the Olympics. They won a gold medal together. Why wouldn't it work? LeBron makes everybody better. He can play through 1 through 5, and think about how Nick Nurse is gonna strategize his rotations and the adjustments. He could go to the small ball. He could go to the big man ball. You could score in a varied amount of ways. It's so many ways that you can score it, especially.
Eddie, we appreciate you,
Oh, yeah.
buddy. I mean, I don't know who is saying LeBron wouldn't be a good move here. I mean,
Yeah, there's few.
My Instagram comments.
There's always few. Brown's hated.
Well, I mean, I don't look at Instagram comments.
But I'm saying that's probably where Eddie's living right now. He's
Okay.
living on the internet. There's a very fierce debate after the Tony Jones story as to whether or not LeBron is a good
Oh my
idea.
God, are you kidding me? He's your point forward.
He's LeBron.
Yeah, he's LeBron. He's a great player. He doesn't rely. You don't rely on his scoring as much as you used to. You kidding? He'd be perfect with this team. Honestly, is there a better fit? Is there a better team that fits LeBron than this team? I mean, if you're talking about just fit and winning, I think this is the one place you go. Golden State,
Golden State, Denver.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he
realistic
fits wherever he goes.
no doubt. But realistic teams to have an option or a chance to win a title: San Antonio, Knicks, Denver, Golden State, to a point, and the Sixers.
We also have youth too. Like Golden State, the guys are a little bit longer than
Correct.
tooth. Obviously, here Maxey young, Edgecombe very very young. Jaylen Brown's going to be 30, I guess. So it's like, he's still in his prime. I just wonder if he would be able to take minutes away from Dean Wade, LeBron, because they kind of play the. But then, like Dean Wade could also play a little 5 with Braun out there.
Look, and is it LeBron's final season? Everything that comes with that?
I don't think so. Wow, he's going to keep playing.
I just thought if he's going to wrap it up and he's going to take the swan song and the curtain call, he's going to do it in Cleveland.
Yeah, that'll be in 3 or 4 years. I'm telling you, he could just keep playing and playing.
If he continues to play at this level, why not? It's impressive every day.
Well, coming up, we have so a reporter has added to the LeBron James situation. We'll tell you to the Sixers. We'll tell you about that coming up. Your reaction as well, 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. The Sixers have Jaylen Brown. Big-time trade. Could LeBron James be next? Don't go anywhere. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Jaylen Brown's a Sixer. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. And last night, we got the news. Two first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and Paul George is what it took for the 76ers to land Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. Today, we got a chance to catch up with ESPN's Bobby Marks about the deal. Also, longtime Celtic and Celtics radio analyst Cedric Maxwell joined us and tried to make sense of the deal.
Because I'm like, what in the hell damn happened? One of the teams I hate the most, we traded one of the best players to Philadelphia and essentially got back Paul George and some picks. I don't know what happened.
You can listen back to our conversation with Cedric Maxwell and Bobby Marks on our website, the Fanatic app, or our YouTube channel. Elsewhere last night, the Phillies won 10-6 over the Pirates. The big game offensively in a game that was billed as a pitcher's duel between Paul Skeens and Zach Wheeler. And the U.S. men's national team moved on to the round of 16 with a 2-0 win over Bosnia. This update's brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Daryl Morey checked in on with the voice memo. But it's the background noise, right?
Again,
Daryl, we can't put it on the air if the radio's in the background. I don't know if that's part of the bit.
I saw it as part of the bit. I felt like it was kind of a sloppily done voice memo. I don't know if he's trying to make even more of a statement on it.
Go for it.
Hey, John.
Go ahead.
Hey, Mark. How you doing? I'd just like to say you're welcome, because Paul George, he was just such a huge piece that, it could be sent to Boston. And,
true.
I got that other draft pick from, I had to get underneath the luxury tax anyway. Gotta go. It's really hot.
That's enough. I can't take it. So that's the Davis Honda text line, which you can send voice memos, which we play. Daryl Morey's active on there. You just got to turn the radio down there.
That's it.
I was actually thinking about it last night, and I was smiling. How pissed Daryl Morey must be that they did this, and he feels like I could have done that. Anybody could have done that.
I don't think he would have.
No, probably not. We wouldn't have made the call because he's too proud.
I think he would have stuck with his original plan.
Correct.
He would have told us that, hey, we came back from 3-1 against the Celtics, and I think in the back of his mind, there's a little bit of this spreadsheet freak going on, where he's like, you know what? Analytically, that guy's net rating. I don't think it's. He might be sitting at home right now, like, oh, Gansey, you just made your first crucial mistake.
Could be. Yep. I could see that happening.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I agree with Ray, where it's like this was his plan, right? Ride with the superstars. Now, he would have brought in new pieces. I think Oubre would have been gone. Of course, Grimes would have been gone. So, there would have been some change. But all in all, this was his plan. And that's why it was really frustrating. Like, dude, it played out the way that Daryl Morey wanted it to, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough to compete with the top dogs. Right. Real plain and simple to see it with your eye, and then you get destroyed by the eventual champion 4-0. Come on now. I do have, real quick on this, updated odds, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook, on the King and his next team.
Ooh.
Would you like them?
I would love them. Golden State's still the favorite.
Incorrect.
Really?
There's a new team, a new sheriff in town to land LeBron James' services for next year.
What do you think, Ray? Cavs?
Yeah, Cavs feels like the one.
Cavs.
I'm coming home. Yes, plus 130, Cleveland.
All right.
Golden State plus 150. The Miami Heat come on down 6-1, and then the 76ers at plus 700.
Oh man.
All right. No, but still,
he's not going back to the Heat.
It's.
Well, didn't him and Pat Riley bump heads? That's and Pat Riley's not 80. He's not going to be easier to get along with.
That's exactly why I say he doesn't go back there, because remember, Pat Riley took his cookies.
Yeah.
You don't mess with LeBron's cookies.
This is like, we talk about the Embiid tease. Every few years, the LeBron tease is easily the worst thing that happens to me as a basketball fan.
It doesn't come around that often. He was with the Lakers for 8 years.
Yeah, but there was always because with LeBron, you got to do the whole thing, and it's I don't know if I'm coming back, and then somebody has to be like, well, maybe we'll come back, we won't go to the Lakers, and it's just
you don't want to go through the process of convincing yourself it's going to happen, and then it doesn't.
Like last night, I said that on the instant reaction video where I was like, oh, come on, LeBron, and I said it just because I felt that way. And then the Tony Jones story comes out. Then I got Steve Gansey tweeting out pictures of Mike and LeBron.
All right, so Steve Gansey, so Mike Gansey's team finished second to LeBron. Is that correct? I think that was the story.
He was second to LeBron in Mr. Ohio voting, I think.
That's incredible.
John Clark had it on his Facebook. 'Cause you know me and Facebook. We're like,
well, the picture that Steve Gansey, who is Mike Gansey's brother, correct on that, right? He tweeted out the picture of Mike Gansey and LeBron shoulder to shoulder in what it looks like an all-star.
Yes, it was he finished second to LeBron in high school for the best basketball player in Ohio.
It's pretty cool.
So he put that out on social media.
Damn. Might have to get a Gansey high school jersey.
Like, see, this is what starts happening to me. I start falling into the pit of this is like.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, Ray, you're acting like this is, who's the guy we signed yesterday from the Knicks? Ariel Hakputi, right? This is LeBron James.
Yeah, but I'm used to feeling like I want LeBron, and I end up with no disrespect to Huck Porty, but I end up with the Huck Portys of the world.
So I would assume that Ray realizes it's a possibility, probably a remote possibility, but it is possible. The 76ers have indicated that they're interested, right? So he's going to end up lathering himself up to where he's going to think it's actually going to happen. And then he's going to go back to Cleveland, and you'll be disappointed.
Right. And then I got to come here on the air and do the whole, it was never really that likely. I was just talking myself into it.
That's okay. Let's do that. That's fun. All right, Jason Dumas, one of our favorite reporters, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
From Action News.
My teammate.
He was your teammate. Yes, we like him a lot.
Yeah.
He puts this tweet out, and I'll tell you why it's notable in a second. Quote, Source, LeBron James would have no issues teaming with Jaylen Brown despite JB's comments on Bronny. I know both have somewhat cleared the air publicly, but I was told directly it is not a focus. LeBron has, quote, moved on. And he says, obviously, this is relevant with the Sixers' pursuit of LBJ. I don't even remember what Jaylen Brown said about Bronny. I guess it wasn't good.
He's not.
Oh, come on. When he was front row and he was talking to those girls and the meme is out there, that's what we're bringing up? That's crazy.
Well, it became an issue.
These dudes are so sensitive. Wow.
He also called him beat a flopper, which he is, and I would have said the same thing if they just beat
I'm glad you brought that up because we should play that because I don't have an issue with what he said.
Let's focus on this. We'll play that.
All right.
Let's focus on this. So here's why you could say, well, who's Jason Dumas and what? He's an Action News sports reporter. What do I care? So Jason used to work in San Francisco. And when he was in San Francisco was when the Ben Simmons stuff was going on, when Ben wasn't going to report and he wanted to be traded and all that stuff. And he carried the water for Ben Simmons in his reporting. And a lot of people, including me, felt like he was directly getting information and being used as a pawn by Rich Paul. And I'm not telling you that he was talking directly with Rich Paul, but I'm convinced that he was speaking with somebody in that agency that was giving him positive information on Ben Simmons. So the point of it is he obviously reached back out to whoever his contact is within Rich Paul, and they're saying, no, like it's not an issue at all.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that it makes it more likely, but I think it does shoot down whatever he had said about Bronny that LeBron was mad about. It's not an issue now.
Or he just continues to make things up and pop them on a timeline. But I digress.
No, I think actually someone,
Okay.
and it could be a secretary or like a low-level person. It doesn't mean that.
You're right. Sean Bernard thinks we should go out and sign and trade for Bronny.
Well, if it gets...
He said just be over the top, be active. Just go and get him now.
Right, can we max him out, Bronny? Let's give Bronny a max before and then see if Bron comes here. And then Bron says, no, I'm going somewhere else. It's like the Daryl Morey trade. He was going to trade McCain to get the stuff and then later make another trade.
Well, I remember the talk 2 years ago where in the second round you just take Bronny and you hope that Bron just follows him there. Like instead of letting the Lakers clearing out for them to get him, just take him.
All right, let's take a phone call. Let's get, we got Tom. Tom in Jersey. Thomas, what's up? Tom, are you there? Hello. Tom, no. Black Gritty from blackgritty.com. Black Gritty, hello. How are you, buddy?
Guys, I missed you so much. It's a great day for Philadelphia. Okay? Let me break it down for you. Cowherd and Stephen A. Smith are mouthpieces for corporate America. Jaylen Brown, who I've trashed and stuff like that, if he wasn't a Celtic, I would have loved him. He went to Cal Berkeley. He's worked for NASA. On his rookie contract, he did not have an agent. He negotiated his own contract. On his second contract was mega deal. He negotiated the contract with an agent that takes less than every other agency takes from every other player. So I'm sorry, he actually might be the smartest person in most rooms. Yep. And corporate America does not like that. They don't like the uppity dude that knows what he's doing. He's an activist in the community. You know, at the All-Star break, he doesn't go and do all those things downtown. He goes to, like, the hood and gives people money and helps communities make money. So that's why the whole, he's a disease, okay? It's because a guy can negotiate his own stuff and not play the game. With his agent, he's at the negotiating table. Most guys sit at home on the beach and just get a phone call. He's at the table because he wants to learn. I think you might want to be an agent. You might want to be a Rich Paul when you retire. So I don't know. That's why they don't like him. So I don't care about none of that. I care about another Finals MVP, a champion on this team, a dude that actually cares about his teammates. And guess what? I care about content, and he's going to give us a ton of content. I appreciate that. Now, as far as LeBron James, the GM and our GM were friends in high school. Smiley is on the Rich Paul train, and LeBron doesn't like a whole bunch of babies on the team. We don't got a whole bunch of babies on the team. Got a seasoned Joel who could rest because we could put Wade at the 5. LeBron at the power 4, put Wade on the bench. fill up this bench a little bit. And we don't need Bronny, guys, because LeBron will sign a 2-year deal, and we just draft Bryce next year and get everybody in the James family rocking and rolling. Let's go! Oh, finally, it's something to be happy about. Oh, by the way, just Sarasota team. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
BG, the great Black Gritty. Spittin' John. Yeah, he's right on everything. He is. You know, Jaylen and his confidence and his intelligence does rub people the wrong way. And that's all. I'm not doubting Cowherd got that report. By no means. Absolutely not. Now, the Stephen A. nonsense, a whole different world. Yeah. That's about engagement. Stephen A.'s punching up to a point. It is a player.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, that's good. And believe me, I would just ignore Stephen A. But he wants the back and forth. Jaylen wants the back and forth.
Yes, he does.
Well, he wants to do the streaming, and he wants to do the he doesn't even podcast. He streams, right, Ray?
Oh, yeah.
Twitch.
Which I kind of like. Following the game, he's breaking down the film.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Wait till the first bad loss.
I know.
No, I know, but, like, because I remember from before, he actually breaks down plays and stuff. I don't know if he still does that.
He broke down the whole game after they lost to the Sixers.
Right, he did.
He literally watched it from start to finish.
He did.
But then he deleted the stream.
Did he?
Yeah, you got to stick to your guns.
All right.
As if people aren't recording as you're live, Jaylen. But he knew that.
All right, let's go to so Rob in Minnesota. Rob's an excellent caller. I haven't heard from Rob in a little bit. Rob, go ahead, man. What up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I know I used to get on you about the whole Diana Rossini thing, but I used to sit there and text you like, dude, you're feeding a dead horse. Leave it alone. Apparently this horse is alive. Pretty well alive. Well, I'm sorry I missed your show yesterday. I seen that on a podcast last night. I was like, I got to call them. I got to call them tomorrow. I couldn't wait to call you.
You're talking about the body cam footage from the police officer?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. She out there name dropping, and especially because I'm in Minnesota, so I was really dying. She out there just dropping names. Look who I was talking to. Look.
Oh yeah, the Vikings part of it. Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh God. But I also want to say, hey, I got another Brown to root for.
Oh, yeah. Think about that. We traded a Brown to New England. We got one back from Boston.
They said I was a dude.
Jaylen.
I'm loving it. And, hey, I just thought that you kept using this word for Diana, and I thought that maybe you should sample this. Any of you guys fans, if you are, it's this scene with you're a phony. You're a phony. And the guy keeps popping up out of nowhere, keeps calling Peter a phony, a fat phony to be exact.
And what is this? What is this from?
It's from the Family Guy. All you got to do is look up, you're a phony.
You're a phony.
And it's a really funny thing. He keeps popping up everywhere. Every time Peter goes to talk, you're a phony.
Oh.
And when you kept calling her a phony, that's all I could think about was that episode of Family Guy with the you're a phony.
Well, Rob, Ray, appreciate it, Rob. Ray must not be a Family Guy fan.
Oh, I'm a diehard Family Guy.
Are you?
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time. As a matter of fact, I almost put Peter Griffin on my Famous Americans.
You did?
Yeah, I almost did.
Not Homer? Not a Simpsons guy?
I'm more sounding like Romo more and more. I'm more of a Family Guy than Simpsons. Yeah, that's probably controversial. Yeah, Family Guy hit me way more than Simpsons did. Simpsons
South Park or Family Guy?
Ooh, look at you. Damn.
Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, or...
I put, again, one man's take, don't kill me, hashtag. I would say Family Guy over South Park. Yeah, but...
I won't kill you, Sean.
Okay, yeah. But I do, I'm Rob, I understand.
What do you think my favorite episode of Family Guy is?
Oh, I would imagine it's got to be the one where Quagmire invites the ladies over, giggity, giggity. I don't know.
It'd be the next one I watch, because that'd be the first.
There you go, exactly. Bringing up the fact that we do have another Jaylen in town. How many ways do you think you could spell Jaylen? Now, Sean, you could spell S-H-A-W-N, E-A-N, A-U-N.
Yeah, there's at least 3.
Yeah. There's
so that would we agree? Cause it's like this with Zach, because you have Zach Ertz, Zach Wheeler. Now, do you know how you spell Zach Wheeler?
God, is it? I should. Z-A-C Wheeler. Ertz is H.
There's 3 with Wheeler. You could go Z-A-C,
Yep.
Z-A-C-K, Z-A-C-H.
Yeah. Ertz is H.
Correct.
Okay. Wheeler, though, is he 3? Is he Z-A-C?
I don't know. He's C-K. He's C-K, which you can't write. Like, Deshaun Jackson would never write Zach Wheeler's name because that's, C-K. You can't do that.
That's a throwback. Nice work.
Yeah.
The Jaylen. You got the classic and most standard spelling, Jalen. Then you get Jaylen. That's Jaylen Brown.
Is that what it is? Is he Jaylen? I've been spelling it wrong all this time? Oh, my God.
Yeah, Jaylen. You scared me. I was like, yeah.
It's J-A-Y.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that. I like Jalen.
Jaylin is available.
No, you can't.
Jaylon, Jalin, and Jaelen.
Jaylen Ortiz, former Philly prospect, was the IN.
Multiple ways. That's got to be one of the more, like, what's another name you could spell 7 different ways? That's got to be up there as far as a name you can spell.
It's got to be.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's plenty of room for Jalen's when they are at the top of their level, like Jalen Hurts and Jaylen Brown.
Who's
the main thing, the main thing.
Damn right.
I mean, I think Jaylen should consider changing the way he spells his name, just for us.
We got some new members in Club Hurts last night, too.
Saw that.
Yeah, BP is the best.
You were out. Where were you at last night?
McGillicuddy's in Manayunk.
So McGillicuddy's in Manayunk. You, Brenda Petrilli, and I saw, was Gunner there, too?
Brennan Gunn and made an appearance. Yeah.
Where were you, Ray?
I was at Garage.
So I thought about for half a second. I was like, do I take the drive? And I'm like, they're in Manayunk, I think. If it would have been Conchi,
how about that?
I might have done it because I would have had easier parking.
Well, how was Garage, Ray? Because all I know was I think everybody that went out was at FanFest yesterday.
Oh, no, it was back to Garage.
Okay.
And then I went over to Urban Village because, I wanted to do one half one place, second half another place.
Oh, look at you.
And also,
that's dangerous.
Quite a crew. So, yeah, Fishtown was alive. People love it, America.
You're up 1-0 at halftime, and you go and leave Ray. How dare you?
Well, he's got to go to the next place.
You can't.
Maybe the bartender wasn't giving him enough attention. He had to go check out another bartender.
I want a seat. I got there too late. The whole trade threw off my entire plan. My plan was to go camp out, get a seat, sit. And as much as I love standing amongst the people, I would prefer to be sitting. And I figured I could find a seat over at Urban Village.
Especially for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a Sons of Ben member, because I don't want to stand.
Is that right?
In the river end, yeah.
I don't blame you. All right. We've had a bunch of phone calls today. For the first time all show, a couple of open lines at 610-632-0975, taking your reaction. But an easy way to get in is to leave a voice memo on the Davis Honda text line, as we have right here.
Hey, boys, George the Plumber here. This is for Sean Brace. Dude, I can forget about the stand-up wiping. You called this, bro. This is phenomenal. This is great news, and you kind of put this in motion, it feels like, dude. This is great. Great day for Philly.
Yeah,
Love you, George.
Got to give you credit.
Love you, George. Now, when you sit down, do you think about me? Anybody out there? No, I kid. No, look, I said that it was frustrating, and to a point, I was wrong. Like, I thought that this is all that we were going to be taking part of this offseason was, Dean Wade and of course, the move from the Knicks. It's like, all right, well, come on. We need a little something more to happen. Just involve us in some rumors. I will tell you this. Last week, like I said to you, I brought up Jaylen Brown's name because I just felt like Boston was definitely going to move him. Why not? Why not give a phone call? But then you laugh about it because, like, dude, Paul George and picks, you think that's going to get you Jaylen Brown, who is a top 10, top 15, top 20 player in the league? A guy that's a true difference maker on both sides of the ball, a guy that you could give him the ball, he's going to score in the final seconds, a guy that's done it the highest of highs, John. NBA championship. This guy is the finals MVP, and we got him for Paul George, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. And you look around the league, and you just, wait a minute, Walker Kessler and what he fetched. Kawhi Leonard.
Who's 36.
And what they fetched from L.A. Like, what? It's just crazy.
Yep, Mike Gansey. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to take Gansey as, like, personal property or anything like that, but we're Gansey guys.
Gansey gang.
Right?
GG's.
Is it the Gansey gang?
right?
Are we Gansey guys? Like, are you a Gansey guy?
Because I said that, but what do you think rolls off the tongue more? Gansey gang or are we Gansey guys?
Right?
I tweeted out Gansey guys last night.
Well,
you seem to want to take this to a whole nother level, Brace. So if you want to do the whole Gansey gang thing, I feel like this might be like a fracturing of the fan club here.
Is that a G if you go upside down with the
Crips? Don't be doing gang
Exactly.
signs,
Yeah.
son. But you think about what Gansey's been able to do since he got here, and the first thing with Bob Myers and then Gansey coming in, you kind of stabilize the franchise, and you're like, all right, we're not kissing Joel Embiid's ass. We're establishing a culture. Here's what we're gonna do, and then boom, this move right here, and it's like, wow, they're legit contenders for the East. Not before we're talking ourselves into it. Legit contenders. Jaylen Brown is a NBA Finals MVP.
Yep.
He's a top 15 player in the league. He fits perfectly into this team. He's your small forward. He defends. He shoots the threes. He does everything they really needed on this team. He really does.
Yep. Real quick, Charles checking in. Shout out, Charles. Great listener. He says, Caden, Kayden, leads the pack with 83 documented spelling variations.
Sheesh. Do you know any Cadens? I don't either. Can we get an official Caden
Yeah, I
on
know
the show?
Caden Steele. He writes for NJ.com.
Oh.
Yeah, Temple guy.
Former quarterback Cade McNown I got for you.
What's a Caden?
I know.
He goes Cayden.
Is that how he spells it?
Yes. By the way, Brace.
Yeah.
I just want to, for you today.
Your team, your town, your Philadelphia 76ers are contenders for the East. It's as simple as that.
Is that on the board?
Let's go.
It's not. I think
Get it on the board, yeah.
We're back. We are back. We were a corpse. We were getting plucked by vultures. We had no life, no movement. And then all of a sudden, Gansey comes in, 30 days on the job, already doing more than Daryl Morey did this whole damn time. God, I love this team. I love this organization. I love Mike Gansey, Bob Myers. Let's go. Life, John. Life.
It is, and it is something. It is something.
Snapping of fingers.
Just like that. Yesterday on the show, you were very upset. You were on the verge of tears. It was a sobering experience for you. It's like, man, the Sixers aren't doing squat. This sucks. And now look at you. 24 hours later.
Not even.
Yeah, not even.
It was that afternoon.
But, like, you go from the beginning of Thursday, Wednesday show to the beginning of Thursday show. What a difference, man.
Unbelievable.
What a difference. All right, coming up, we see your phone call, 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. That's the phone line. If you want to get a reaction, that's the Davis Honda text line. Leave your voice memos on the Davis Honda text line as well. We'll get your reaction coming up. Also, how miserable is Boston? Well, Big Perk is upset, and Red Sox fans reacting to the deal in real time. That's coming up. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. But let's talk about, you were watching that game last night. Man, I know a lot of people were distracted with what was going on with this big trade, but there was so much going on the Bet Parks app and at Parks Casino in Ben Salem. The Bet Parks Sportsbook. U.S. won last night. That means they're going to the round of 16. Belgium, Monday, 8 p.m. in Seattle. Are you kidding me? They join Mexico, Canada, Brazil, Paraguay, Morocco, Norway, France, Belgium, and England. Knockout round continues today. Win or go home in the big tournament. So at 3 o'clock, Spain, Austria. 7 o'clock, Portugal, Croatia, and then 11 o'clock, Switzerland and Algeria. You can bet them all right at the BetParks Sportsbook or the BetParks Online Sportsbook and Casino app. Check it out. Get your skin in the game with your favorite world soccer teams. What about Philadelphia baseball? Everything going on right now. So you got to check it out. Bet on your favorite teams and players from around the world, or you can enjoy classic casino games like blackjack, poker, roulette, craps, everything right there on your phone all summer long at the beach, at the pool, at the lake. Make your downtime fun time. Join me on the BetParks app and check it out. Terms and conditions at betparks.com. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Jaylen Brown's coming to Philly. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Jaylen Brown, yes, that Jaylen Brown, formerly of the Boston Celtics, has been traded to the Philadelphia 76ers in exchange for Paul George. 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. The 76ers making the deal last night to bring the All-NBA talent to Philadelphia. We spoke with both longtime Celtic and Celtics radio analyst Cedric Maxwell, as well as ESPN's Bobby Marks about the deal. Marks tried to come up with his best explanation as to why the Celtics did it now.
Felt like they kind of drew a line in the sand and said, hey, we need to move off this guy. We tried trading him for Giannis. We're at a point of no return. And by Wednesday at whatever time, 5 o'clock, whatever the best offer is, that's what we're going to do.
And that's what they did. You can listen back to both those interviews mentioned just moments ago on our website, the Fanatic app, or our YouTube channel. Elsewhere, the Phillies won last night 10-6 over the Pirates, and the U.S. men's national team won 2-0 over Bosnia. They moved to the round of 16. This update is brought to you by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with the main character energy. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for limited time only while supplies last. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Middays with Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. Man, we're killing it today. Dutsy's back there running around with like a chicken with his head cut off.
Oh, he loves this.
Last night, the trade happens. Dutz immediately is like, we got to go live. We got to go live. We got to go on YouTube.
Air Jordan.
He's a digital producer for a reason. You and Sam Ostry went live on, and text Sam to have him check in with it.
Jeez, yeah. Sam's coming on.
You guys killed it last night. You had a reaction to the trade. So Sam will join us sometime this hour. But just like, man, sports is supposed to be fun, and it's been a fun last however many hours since the trade went down. So, and it's going to be a fun season, man. It is.
Yeah. You know, the fact that Jaylen is now with the Sixers, as we are currently constructed, this team is ready to do some damage. It's going to be fun to see how Nick Nurse is going to operate. I don't think they're done. We'll see what that means. But, man, you got Jaylen Brown who can fill it up. You got Tyrese Maxey who just had a great all-pro season. I'm done putting him in a container because he continues to bust through the ceiling year after year. And VJ Edgecombe literally has all the experts just salivating on what his potential is after one season. That was a hell of a rookie year. Now, there are a bunch of good rookies. Cooper Kupp, Concanippo.
Oh, no doubt.
You know.
It's good class.
Oh, great class. But VJ, like, yeah. Would you be shocked in 5 years if we're talking about VJ Edgecombe at an all-pro level?
No, he should be.
He's got the attitude.
All right, so Boston reacted accordingly yesterday. We had Cedric Maxwell, who is a longtime Celtic, and he does the radio broadcast up there. He was upset. What about the rest of Boston? So, Ray, what do we have? Is this Big Perk? I mean, listen, he takes shots at Boston all the time, but this one hurt. Big Perk. This is ESPN. Here's how it sounded.
First of all, this is a sad day for the Boston Celtics. And as a former Celtic, I do not approve of this trade. If you're going to trade a guy that's a top 10 player, you at least got to get back a guy that's a top 15, top 20 player. And Paul George is not that. Paul George hasn't been consistently good since I was skinny. And that's been a long damn time. This is nothing but sloppy seconds, in my opinion. And in the way I see it, he just basically handed the Philadelphia 76ers a trip to the NBA Finals next year.
Oh, man. Let's do it.
That's good.
Yeah, like, we'll see. Bobby Marks said it to us where it's like he hesitates to give the Executive of the Year award because they haven't played a game yet. Great trade, great move, but we'll see how it plays out.
No, it's been great. Some of the calls and you know the concerns are very valid. And oh, by the way, there are people that feel like, oh, we've been here and done that. The issue is the big man's still on the team, and this is still his team, and we're going to do the dance and all that. And I don't know. Do they feel like that? Does Gansey feel like that?
He should.
I don't know.
He should. We'll get to that in a second. Jerome has something on that. But so this was at the Red Sox game. I haven't seen this. So the Red Sox game, people start getting word of the reaction.
It's as they're going in. Local news is finding them. And saying, hey, what do you think?
All right, what you got?
We all hate it. We feel like it's bad for the city. I don't really know what Brad Stevens was thinking. It was a small salary dump to send him to a massive contender of the Celtics in the East. It's not the correct move at all.
You know, the fact that it went to the Sixers itself for a pretty injury-prone Paul George, it's honestly ridiculous.
We all hate the Sixers. It's probably the worst team he could have gone to. Like, we blew a 3-1 lead. It's horrible. This is a really bad day.
I think Jaylen Brown, what he did for the city, what he did for the people, the organization, bringing a Finals MVP was everything. And trading him away for Paul George, I don't know about that one. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, but he brought him a title. How many years? Was it like 7 years ago that he was the Finals MVP? 8 years ago? Oh, it was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It just happened. That's the thing that's crazy. This isn't where they won a championship and it's like, all right, like it's been 5 years since they won a championship. We've tried and it hasn't worked. We can't get back to it. No, they actually were very good last year without Jason Tatum, and they won a title before that. So very. Very shocking that they actually made this trade. I guess they were making the trade no matter what. I thought that they had to trade him after the Giannis thing fell apart, and I was right. I just didn't think it was going to be for the price to the Sixers. All right, let's go to Jerome. Jerome's in Sicklerville. He's got something on the Sixers and Embiid and the Trev. What's going on, Jerome? How are you?
Good. How you guys doing? And happy 4th of July to you.
You too. You too, Jerome. We're doing great.
Well, we got to continue to deal with the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is Joel Embiid. Now, the athlete, especially at his level, should realize that their best commodity is their body. Now, you look at LeBron; he spends $500,000 to $750,000 in the offseason in his body, and that's a drop in the bucket to these athletes today. And you look at Embiid. He's probably at a Burger King. I don't want to shoot him all the way down. He's probably at Burger King. And when you keep putting the onus, when these guys play, when Embiid step on the floor, they refer to him. They refer to him. They refer to him instead of getting out and running. And I just want to see that the leadership of this team, the coaches, the GM, to put some pressure on Embiid to do better for his body. And the other thing I'd just like to say, 4 years ago, I kept saying the Sixers aren't going to do nothing as long as they got Daryl Morey. Now, I don't know whether this GM is going to be compared to Howie Roseman, but he pulled off a heist yesterday. and I really appreciate it. The other thing is this. Earlier today, y'all was talking about, is this the best trade in Philadelphia history? And y'all was talking about Terrell Owens and a few other people for the Phillies.
T.O.'s a good one.
Well, we can't forget about Moses Malone. And I don't know whether we traded him for him or picked him up in free agency.
It was a trade.
But
it was a trade.
Well,
So, Jerome, what I actually said was, I said, is this the best Sixers trade since Moses? Was how we started the conversation. And then I said, it's the best trade in the Philadelphia since. I think A.J. Brown maybe, and that's not that long.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown. But, they won a Super Bowl. A.J. Brown was a prolific receiver for 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll play.
Roy Halladay, Cy Young.
Yeah, that also will play.
Best Sixers trade since.
It's a great one.
I don't even know what else would qualify.
There's ones that emotionally I felt great about that maybe didn't pan out the way you wanted.
What would the other? What's the last great trade by the Sixers?
I mean, once they got out of the Simmons thing and they got Harden for Simmons,
I
was excited to get out from under the Simmons situation and get a superstar.
Yeah,
for
but
that.
I know, but you got Harden for was it even a year? A year and a half? Yeah.
Well, listen, this is the land of missed opportunities. They were up 3-2 against the Celtics with a lead in the fourth quarter.
I'm not saying it's a bad trade, but Jaylen Brown hasn't played a game yet, so it's got to be a better trade than that.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Do we change our mind on Jared McCain like the one caller pointed out? Like, hey, that actually was a good trade because now you were able to take what you got from that and factored it into the move for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, you could have figured something else out.
Then the Paul George era was a success in Philly.
Deep team. Yeah, without Daryl Morey, you can't make that trade. It's exactly right.
Yeah, so thank you, Paul George, for your service to this team.
Thank you, Daryl Morey.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
We'll get you a parade float.
I wish I could have been hanging out with Daryl Morey yesterday. Get his reaction.
Deep team.
I was so mad.
2 days ago, nobody gave a bleep about this franchise, about anything Sixers related, offseason, like you were talking about. Free agency, yeah. Oh, yeah. And now all of a sudden we're talking about competition, players on the floor, actually X's and O's, things that matter, not, like the dumb stuff. Like we're actually talking about things that matter.
We're talking about this team competing next year. So Sam Osher's going to join us front office sports in a second. Let's go to Ramon in Mount Airy. Ramon, go ahead. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Listen, let me tell you this.
Tell me.
I'm a boomer. I remember walking down Broad Street, 83. Loved it. We were great. 2 years later, no disrespect to the man, rest in peace, he made the dumbest trade. Not only did you send Moses to Washington, you traded the #1 pick. And in 1988, I had to look at the All-Star game and see that front court. Barkley, Malone, and Doherty. Yep. Our sports hearts have been healed from that incident. From then, I feel so much that ache has been there. But this trade, we're usually on the other side. See, we usually get fleeced.
Yep.
We didn't get fleeced this time.
Nope.
And now that we have this, and one of the best trades in Sixers history was in 1976 when they got one Julius Dr. J. Irvin.
Mm-hmm.
And from 76 until 1984, Well, they lost in 84 to the Nets. But from 76 to 1983, it was either Eastern Conference Finals or bust. And that's what what we did. And Doc went in there, did the 3-1 thing. I still have the front Sports Illustrated cover saying Doc dunked it, and they saying, take that, Boston.
Did you right at the beginning of the show, we had Cedric Maxwell on at the beginning of the show today. And he was in the guy.
I'm like him. What?
Right in the thick. He was in all those series against Boston.
Yes. I couldn't stand him. And I'm always like, God, and then we traded away. We get Moses, and then we trade him away for peanuts because Howard Cats didn't like him. No disrespect, but he traded him for peanuts, and 3 years later, All-Star, and we see Moses, Barkley. That was our team. And from then on, the rest of my boomers who were with me during that time, we have been healed. The mythical sports doctors have found a cure for our hearts, our grieving hearts. From 19, this is, oh my gosh,
man. All right, so you're for now on, you're Boomer Ramon, or Ramon the Boomer. Yeah, you've been a Sixers fan for a long time, and like you said, you had a stretch there where thank God they got over the hump and Doc was able to win a title, because otherwise we'd be looking at it like Doc never won a title, because they lost a lot of big games during that run. Moses comes in and they win, but yeah, 1984 they were the number 1 seed. They lost in 5 games to the Nets and Michael Ray Richardson. Then the next year they went to an Eastern Conference Final. They lost 1985. They've been the one since then.
Yep.
It's 40 years.
Long time.
41 years.
Real quick from Mark Stein, just so everybody is on the same page, the Jaylen Brown to Philadelphia trade can't be made official until the league-wide moratorium is lifted on Monday, which means next week is the soonest that they will hear from Brad Stevens about Boston's rationale for making this particular trade. Why now, return package, etc. So, yeah, I saw some dude in Miami like, there's something happening. They haven't announced the Giannis deal. And it's like, you can't.
They can't.
Dummy.
Yeah, they can't. So that's when the Sixers will go official, and then that's when you'll probably have the press conference Tuesday next week. Ray, we should, if it's during our hours, we should probably plan on doing the show down there, and maybe we get Jaylen.
Sounds good to me.
Let's stream.
We get Gans.
Gansey.
Let's stream together.
Yeah,
let's tie the streams together, right?
Can we sit up at the dais with Jaylen Brown?
I feel like we've earned that.
And Gansey? Joining us right now is Sam Ostry from Front Office Sports. He is an NBA analyst, and also he went live with Sean Brace right now. He's been doing a lot of other NBA free agency stuff with us, and he joins us right now on Zoom. What's up, Sam?
What's going on, guys? It's a great day. Great day.
Did you see this coming at all?
No. Not for 1 second. I mean, we all thought that Paul George could be shipped out, but for a salary dump, not for a top 10 player in the league.
So now what you're seeing is, and I was just looking during the break where you're getting, well, without Jaylen Brown on the floor, Jason Tatum's better. Without Jaylen Brown on the floor, their offense is better. Without Jaylen Brown on the floor, everybody's better on Boston. So, like, there's obviously analytics that back that up. But at this point, especially with what the Sixers have, like, how good of a move is this for the 76ers?
It's a home run move, especially when you really consider they got Jaylen Brown for free. Like, I'm going to keep saying that. They got Jaylen Brown for free because they were trying to get rid of Paul George, and everybody considered Paul George a negative asset, meaning they were going to have to attach picks just to move on from him. So when you consider that, and they were going, all right, let's get rid of Paul George, and we'll attach a pick to that. And then, but that's just to get rid of Paul George's contract and make some other moves. You get Jaylen Brown in return for that. It's a home run move that really catapults the Sixers into one of the contenders in the East.
I asked ESPN's Bobby Marks this earlier. I'll ask you the same question. Why was the lack of interest around the NBA for Jaylen Brown? Like you had just said, we're almost considering this free, considering you gave up the 2 firsts, the 2 seconds, and then you got rid of the Paul George contract. Why wasn't there more interest? Because I'm sure the Celtics didn't want to trade him in division to the Sixers. But this was by far, I guess, the best deal that they had out there.
Yeah, right now it does feel like the Celtics panicked a little bit. They could have waited. But I think there's 2 reasons to answer your question. One reason I think is the off-court stuff, the stream. It's not like he's getting in trouble off the court, but the streaming, the comments. He's kind of perceived as this arrogant guy who like always thinks he's the smartest in the room. Were some reports out there. So I think that's one thing. The other thing is this analytical movement that Bobby Marks was talking about with you guys and has talked about throughout this Jaylen Brown trade conversation, where guys in the front office for these NBA teams don't consider him one of these top players in the league. And you look at stats like player impact estimate and real plus minus, and Jaylen Brown's not like a top 20, 30 player on those. But I don't care about those. Like, when we're looking at the eye test, there's 10 to 12 guys in the entire NBA who can create a shot for themselves every single time down the floor. And Jaylen Brown is one of them, and that's the most valuable skill you can get in this entire league.
Great to have you, Sam. Make sure you're following him on all things socials. It's his first initial, last name, SOSHTRY. Sam, how does it play out on the floor? If you're Nick Nurse, this has got to excite you, obviously, but, that's the easy part of the gig. Now you got to satisfy everybody. We're talking about egos, and currently constructed with Embiid on the team as well. How do you see the fit with Jaylen Brown, Edgecombe, of course, Tyrese, and Embiid down low?
I think it's going to work really well. I mean, part of the reason why there are skeptics around Jaylen Brown is because he likes to live in 2-point range rather than from 3. And that's okay to some degree if you have shooting around him. He's only a 52% shooter from 2, 34% shooter from 3. So he's going to have to be better from 3-point range. But when you look at Tyrese Maxey, who's incredibly fast, VJ Edgecombe, incredibly fast, they have great speed in their backcourt. And then you add a guy who can play off the ball or on the ball in Jaylen Brown. And that's why it's so huge, because every year the Sixers' success is dependent on, will Joel Embiid be on the floor or not? That's important for sure going into next year if he's on the team, but not as important when you have a top 3 of Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe.
Is this a good time to trade Joel Embiid?
Yes, in my mind. In my mind, it's the perfect time, because like Maxey, now Jaylen Brown, and Embiid are taking up 94% of the salary cap. That is an absurdly large number, and it's hard to build depth around them. So this is the time for me where, all right, let's really go into the future. We don't have to worry about Joel Embiid. We're bringing a different type of player and character guy into the building. Let's just move off of Embiid. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen, but I do think that's something they have to consider.
Let's say they move off of Embiid, and honestly, I'm not sure what you could expect to get back in return considering the injury. We know he's talented in the Embiid tees, considering the injury and everything else. What does this team look like? Is it good enough without Embiid and then maybe some other minor tweaks? Is it good enough to be a true contender in the East?
Without Embiid, no, because they would need more front court depth. Like Ariel Hakporti as your starting center isn't going to get it done against the Knicks and the Pistons and some of the top teams in the East. I do think if you got something in return for him, and I don't know if that's possible, but if you got something in return for him as like a center, a big man, that would work. The reason why and Bobby Marks talked about it, but the reason why the Jaylen Brown move worked so well is because it was matching salaries essentially. So it was a 1-for-1. You're not going to find that for Joel Embiid across the league. But even with Embiid on the team next year, if he plays 40-ish games and can go into the playoffs somewhat healthy, this team is a contender.
Let's dream big here, Sam. There's a king out there. I want him here in Philly. Give me a chance. Give me a percentage. Am I off? Your thoughts on LeBron having interest in playing with Philadelphia? And does it matter in the grand scheme of things to LeBron? Do you think he would rather play with Embiid on the Sixers? Or would that say, you know what, if there's no Embiid, like, I'm not going to Philly?
I don't think it would matter that much. I do think he wants to play for a contender. What I'll say about that is, so I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I was one of the early guys on Bob Myers ending up as the lead executive for the Sixers, as Brace knows.
He did.
And something that I noticed at a lot of those Sixers games that Bob Myers was sitting courtside out at is who was sitting next to him. And that was one Rich Paul. And those two guys have a really good relationship. Of course, LeBron's agent, also Tyrese Maxey's agent, which is more why he was at the game. But that's the connection there where it makes sense for both LeBron and the Sixers to pair up and ride off into the sunset together. So the dots are connecting. The one thing I'll say is it feels like LeBron cares a lot about his legacy and story and all that. And like finishing his career one last year in Philadelphia, somewhere where he has no connection to, as opposed to like a Cleveland or Miami or one of those places, seems far-fetched. But I definitely think the Sixers are going to be in the mix for him.
Well, in 5 years when he plays his last year, maybe he'll go back to Cleveland. Because I don't believe this is his last year.
It doesn't seem like it.
And by the way, if it's not LeBron, you mentioned Rich Paul. Why not LeBron Jr., Ben Simmons? Does Rich Paul he's still rep by Ben? You can have Ben Simmons
doing
back.
This again?
No, I'm just kidding.
Just think 2 days ago we were actually talking about that.
And Tobias signed elsewhere, so Tobias can't come back? I mean, geez. What's going on here? I mean, Sam, if nothing else, they've made things very interesting with this trade. Because otherwise, we're interested, but we're not interested like this. So thank you to the Sixers.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Good stuff. You can catch Sam, as you mentioned, S. Ostry.
Yep.
Across all platforms. We're going to be doing a ton of stuff on YouTube with the 76ers going forward.
Starting next week.
Sean and Sam jumped on, like, literally the trade happened, and Sean turned around from going out, went home with Sam. They did a live reaction last night. It was excellent. We appreciate you, Sam, and we'll talk next week.
You the man.
Thanks, guys. Have a good 4th.
There he is. You too.
Hell yeah.
Samash.
Yeah, we're starting next week. Wow, this is okay. Cool. You gave us something. Now we're running with it. So we'll be active. We did all post game last year. I didn't know if we're going to do it again, but you're damn right. We're going to be doing post game again this year. So let's go. Yep.
Ray, can you do play by play for us? I don't know. Just pretend that you can be the play by play guy for the 76ers. Not during the game, but kind of our play by play guy.
Sure.
You can do it right now. Give me a little.
How about that?
Maxey?
We're up against it.
I just want to say that Sam again made me think that LeBron is coming here. With that Rich Paul comment, and it's reality. It's like they do have that connection.
They do.
Bob Myers and Rich Paul.
Yeah. Now it comes down to LeBron. And I thought he also made another point. Is he really coming to Philadelphia? Right? Is he really going to come to Philly? Golden State, even though
it's Cali.
So I don't believe this is all about winning with LeBron. I think this is the legacy matters to him, but doesn't he want to play with Steph and Draymond? That'd be a big move for him to go out there.
Sure, and it's Cali. Staying out there.
Cali.
Yeah.
Coming to Philly, he's got a good team that he's playing with.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a possibility.
He flirted with us before, John. We were one of 3.
Yeah, he didn't even meet with them.
It doesn't matter. We were one of 3.
They flew out there, and I'm sure Daryl Morey had his, sloppy suit on. And
who the hell was that guy in the mask?
Huh?
Who was the guy in the mask?
I don't know.
It was Ricky.
It was Ricky?
He scared the bejesus out of me.
I came into my studio while I'm trying to do the freaking show.
Somebody had this really creepy mask on, and he poked his head to the glass, and it didn't scare me because I saw him coming back from the window, and I pointed to Sean, and Sean...
I freaked.
Do we have that on video?
Well, they got me on video reacting to him hiding behind my setup.
Scared the hell out of me. Ricky.
Sean jumped me.
Dude, that thing was scary.
All right, last night you might have missed it. Zach Wheeler very upset after the game because he was removed before 5 innings. Don Mattingly asked about it today. We'll play you both interactions. That's next. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Jaylen Brown's a Sixer. I'm already done with this Fanatic Sports Update. With every update, I still can't believe I'm saying it to you. Jaylen Brown was traded from the Celtics to the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers sending Paul George, a pair of first-round picks, and a pair of second-round picks back as compensation to Boston. Longtime Celtic and current Celtics radio analyst Cedric Maxwell joined us early on in the show and tried to make sense of it for himself.
Because I'm like, what in the hell damn happened? One of the teams I hate the most, we traded one of the best players to Philadelphia and essentially got back Paul George and some picks. I don't know what happened.
Both Maxwell and ESPN's Bobby Marks joined us during the show today trying to make sense of the deal. You can listen back to those conversations on our website, the Fanatic app, or our YouTube channel. Last night, the Phillies won 10-6 over the Pirates. The U.S. men's national team won 2-0 over Bosnia. The U.S. men's national team on to the round of 16 of the World Cup. This update brought to you by ExpressPros.com. Your logistics business moves fast. Is your team keeping up? Express Employment Professionals connects you with qualified talent. ExpressPros.com. Express, respecting people, impacting business. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5, The Fanatic, and The Fanatic.
at 2 o'clock. Ricky Bo, Bill Calarulo, Unfiltered. They will be on TV later today, so you'll be able to catch them on YouTube. So all of our YouTube listeners, you don't have to go anywhere. You can catch the guys on YouTube.
How about that?
How do I find the video of Ray getting scared?
975 Unfiltered. It is.
On Instagram?
No, Twitter. X.
Okay.
I got it here.
Oh, I thought it was on Instagram.
Ricky is running around here with this old man mask, and he got Ray in the middle of a show right now, obviously, and he got me just by poking his head into this glass, and I turned around, and literally, like, I jumped.
I know you did.
I jumped. I'm like, oh.
Well, I set you up, too, because I saw it. It didn't scare me. And then I pointed over.
It's an ugly mask.
You looked over.
The creep. It's like a combination of a bald Freddy. It's Freddy Krueger without a hat on.
Wait, can you play the audio of him scaring you? I know you're set up to do the Mattingly stuff.
He goes, I'm doing a show here. What are you doing?
Hey, Ray.
It is getaway day here as we are not on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
As it is the holiday for July 4th. Nice when it pops up on a Saturday because that means you get Friday off. So we had Friday off. Ray, if you can't pull it up, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm watching the video.
It's funny, though.
It is funny.
What Ricky likes. He likes to scare people, apparently.
He does.
Ricky.
And that is a creepy mask.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You have it?
No, I don't have it. I can't get to it.
Okay, it's fine. So, so Zach Wheeler, I didn't really see a lot of the game last night because you had the Sixers trade go down. So that's what I was all about. And then the World Cup game came on. So then I literally at 8:00 was like, because my girls have been watching the soccer, so we were watching the World Cup game. So I was like paying attention to what's going on in the game. And I know Wheels didn't have his best stuff last night. Right, I don't know how much you were paying attention last night, but he didn't have his best stuff. He had given up some home runs, so really last night's game was won on the offense. But the Phillies scored 5 runs in the second. The Pirates scored 2 in the third. Phillies are up 8-2 as they enter the 5th inning, and Wheeler had given up some hits, and Mattingly came out and pulled him. So he didn't even go 5, which means he can't get the win. Got to go 5 innings. After the game, the media is speaking to him about being removed from the game. Listen.
I was upset. Can't take another game.
You'd like to have finished 5?
Obviously. Yeah. I feel like I've earned that.
Talk to Don on it?
Nope.
Will you?
I don't know.
So, and then he was like, all right, I'm out.
I love Jim. That was Salisbury.
Salisbury, yeah.
It's just
4 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs. He had 10 strikeouts and 1 walk. But yeah, so like he was pissed. Don Mattingly was asked before the game today, and they said, did you talk to him? And he said no. I think he kind of made light of it. You heard you saw it, Ray?
Yeah, he's not ready to talk to me yet about that whole thing. And then
so in other words, they'll talk, but right now's not the time.
Yeah, time and place for that one. Well, a whole diatribe about protecting Wheeler for the long term.
Well,
said they don't have 4 Skeens waiting down in the minor leagues to come up. Nice little shot at the Iron Pigs pitching.
Right. Well, I mean, like Don Mattingly, as the manager, needs to make tough decisions, knowing that's going to piss your players off sometimes. So I respect him for that. And also, if you're Wheeler, I mean, when he says he feels like he's earned the right, like he should feel like that. Doesn't mean Don Mattingly made the wrong decision last night.
No. But
so that's where I can understand both perspectives.
Absolutely. And it's exactly what you want from your ace. Of course, 1 of 2 for the Phillies, but I wouldn't expect anything different from Zach Wheeler. Oh, by the way, it did snap a streak of 53 starts in which he did complete 5 innings. So that's a little tough. It was his shortest start since June 16th, 2024 at Baltimore. But, yeah, look, in the grand scheme of things, 10-6 victory. Donnie got the dub. That's all that matters. And you let everybody cool down. Definitely don't want to talk after the game. There's no reason to, unless he comes to your office. That would be a different story. But if I'm Don Mattingly, of course, with a day game, so we'll talk after the game.
Yeah. So they got his last batter was an RBI single. So now there's runners on first and second. They pull him. There's 2 outs.
104 pitches.
Yeah. So 104 pitches, which matters. And then they bring in Backus, which is like, all right, God. Every time this guy comes in, I feel like he sucks. He promptly hits the first pitcher.
Because he does.
Yeah, he promptly hits the first batter to load the bases. Like, oh, Jesus. hits another batter, hit by pitch, and then he got a strikeout to get out of the inning. And don't think this isn't something like it cost Wheeler a win. He has 9 wins. He wants to get 20 wins.
Oh, yeah.
You think it doesn't matter to him to get 20 wins or to win a Cy Young or anything like that? Of course it does. It should.
His ERA.
His ERA, 2
You gonna
point.
put my ERA in the hands of Kyle Backus?
Yeah.
I'm trying to start an all-star game. Trying to win a Cy Young. You put my ERA in the hands of Kyle Backus?
Yeah, so.
Guy hit 2 batters. You think
2 in a row.
Surprised he didn't just break like the Gatorade jug or whatever they had inside the clubhouse. I'd be livid if I was him.
Yep. Phillies win 10-6. Trey Turner again.
Hey, now.
All right, 10th home run. Smashed it. 3 straight games with a home run.
3 straight. Dude, okay.
He's perfectly fine. That is a great contract that they signed Trey Turner to. I don't know who else said otherwise.
Start the playoffs.
How about Marshy going deep again? 15th home run. This dude is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just a different level with him right now. He is so confident. It's a beach ball. Like the ball is being tossed to him as the beach ball.
Bold predictions. I had 3 with 28 plus. You had 3 with 30 plus.
We're going.
Adolis, gone. We thought it was over. It's
Yep.
not over.
How about that?
Take's never wrong.
You know what? My Otto Kemp prediction, it's still not over.
Still not over.
There's a chance. And then Bohm in the 8th inning, and no one will really talk about this. They were only up 2 runs. Bohm smashed a home run to center field to put them up by 4. That's huge. Because they come out with a 2-run lead in the top of the 9th. That's a 2-run lead. That's a base runner and a home run. The game's tied. That's an important hit. Bohm has 10 home runs now. How about that?
It's coming through. Big month of June for Alec Bohm, and continue to stay hot.
Yeah, where's the Sheffield Shuffler now with his predictions on the Aiden Miller, who still hasn't played a game, and Bohm's gonna get benched and be out of here. I'm a Bohm guy.
Boom, 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 boom.
I've always said that about you.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Isn't Bone Thugs going to hire me doing the stateside? I thought they were.
Is that right?
Yeah, I thought so.
That's a great one. Boom,
Especially
Bohm,
there.
Thugs in Harmony. Can we come up with a crossroads? Because Bohm really is at a crossroads.
I was at a crossroads with the Sixers. I'll tell you that much.
All right, we have a. Not only do we have a voice memo from Sean Bernard on this trade.
Oh, from his honeymoon.
He's on his honeymoon. He jumped on the live stream last night
It was great.
from his honeymoon.
Pretty crisp. Oh, and beautiful, too. Just a scenic backdrop from his cell phone.
Oh, so he had a good.
Oh, yeah. He's all suited up, ready to go, enjoying it, him and the lady.
He was suited up.
Nice shirt, nice Hawaiian shirt.
So he looked like he was ready to go out to dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Or a kid just came back from dinner, maybe.
What a great couple.
Are they?
America's apple pie.
Okay. All right. Here's Sean Bernard on the voice line.
What's going on, fellas? It's Sean Menard checking in from Crossing Broad and DraftKings Network from all the way down in St. Lucia right here. Here to apologize for ever having any sort of doubts about this Mike Gansey and Bob Myers-led front office. This was a straight-up pantsing of the Boston Celtics. To come back from 3-1 in the series, to beat that organization for the first time since 1983 and walk away with their best player is incredible work right there. From an NBA perspective, this is borderline the Luka Doncic trade. From a Boston perspective, this is borderline the Babe Ruth trade. That I can't believe they were even willing to do business with the Philadelphia 76ers, and I cannot believe that they were willing to accept a price tag. And my favorite part about all of this is we're getting a proven finals MVP with a chip on his shoulder. So there's going to be no one more frustrated about how things went down with the Boston Celtics specifically and what the rest of the league is saying than Jaylen Brown himself. The Sixers are back to being real deal contenders. Say it with your chest, Sean Brace.
Rack 'em. The 76ers are contenders in the East.
Your team, your town, your Philadelphia 76ers are contenders for the East.
Well, how about this?
It's as simple as that.
How about this? According to Pat Egan, LeBron spotted in Paoli at a Wawa. Look, he's eating a hoagie off a trash can.
What a move. What a move.
Oh, AI is very unfair.
Yeah, I was on top of Mount Rushmore yesterday. It's so ridiculous. I do have one thing on Jaylen Brown. I want to hit it on the other side, though.
All right, that's coming up. YouTube chat recap and more. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Philadelphia.
They just showed high 101 today in Philadelphia. It's currently 99 degrees. On the field at Citizens Bank Park, it said it's 117. Hot. Why isn't it 117 rather than wouldn't it be 117? Why is it 117 on the field? Wouldn't it be 117? Why is it only 117 on the field?
Huh.
What is he? Ricky's like motioning to us, and I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, he's saying they're a bunch of wimps. It used to be 130 out there.
Well, he played at the vet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dutch used to talk about how it would feel like his cleats were melting.
Yeah, that's tough.
But why is it 117? Why isn't it just 99? If it's 99 degrees out, why is it 117 on the field?
It's a good question.
Ray, can you explain that?
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Why? No, but why isn't... So if you stand in one spot, it's a different temperature, then wouldn't that be the temperature?
In order to get by on science at Temple, I took a data science class because I was better with numbers and the whole science thing.
All right, is that Addison in the back because it's lower than ground level?
That is Addison in the back.
Okay. So lower than ground level, it's warmer.
Plus, am I off by saying the reflection off the seats?
So, like, you ever look in your car, like when you look at the temperature in the car when you first get in on a hot sunny day, it'll be like 110 or 105, and it's really only 80 something.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe that's because of it, the reflection. I don't know. Like, if it says it's 99 out, it's 99 out.
Sure.
Why would it be 117?
These are the questions.
These are the questions that go through my head, Sean. And you had something else that went through your head.
Two things real quick. One is shout out to John on the lane. He said, anything more LeBron than declaring on July 4th that he's taking his talents to the birthplace of America. Could you imagine? Wow. I like that. If Bale is putting together me with my tokens at Wild Board, that one just came through. We'll save that one for another time. And then I want to bring up the fact that this whole Jaylen Brown NASA thing, like, this dude is impressive. I didn't know about all this stuff from off the court with Jaylen Brown.
I didn't know anything about the NASA stuff. I still don't, so you get to tell me about
Apparently, he was offered a gig, and this is from Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson does a great job covering the league for Sirius XM, also former player, also, I believe, on the call for the Phoenix Suns. He said NASA offered him an opportunity to work there, and he was an accomplished college student who was enrolled in master's level classes as a student-athlete freshman. He could also speak multiple languages. This dude is accomplished. I mean, he is a bright human being, man.
I know. I turned down offers from NASA, too, to do sports talk radio.
You to clean the floors?
Yeah, exactly. Janitorial. I could have done a lot there. Customer service.
Or is this one
of the floors?
Is this one of the deals where we just continue to add on the tales, the folklore of Jaylen Brown off the floor? I don't know. I can't.
Very intelligent.
He is smart.
Very intelligent. Yeah. Yep. He does more than dribble a basketball, as a lot of people
well played
would like to say. All right, let's get to the YouTube chat recap. Go.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in?
Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Giddy up.
Marks is in love with Rossini. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be always talking about her. George from the chat.
Yeah, you wish, dude. Rossini is an all-time loser, and I don't know what else to say. She's a complete phony and a fraud. And anybody that's listened to me long enough, I mean, I was doing national radio bitching about Julio Jones and how she's so full of crap with stuff she puts out there about Julio Jones. We're going back years. She put out a tweet. It's so ridiculous I still even talk about this. She put out a tweet saying that there's first-round draft pick offers for Julio Jones. And now we know that was that Vrabel was probably feeding her BS. And it was so obvious that there was not a first-round offer for Julio Jones, and she's being used as a pawn to put crap out there. I thought it was coming from the Falcons. It was actually coming from the other side, the Titans.
Do you know, so the Minnesota's deal, people are like, you could see the text message, and they didn't blur it out. They blurred it out in the original. The guy got the unblurred version.
He asked the police to unblur it, which they did.
And, like, people are starting to connect the dots that there were some things reported, of course, by her with the Minnesota Vikings and the general manager that was fired, all of that. Like,
but you know what else that was noticed from that? It was her writing a novel and getting a 3-word response and everything. It's like, and then short response.
Yeah.
Short response.
You got to just continue to keep firing. I don't hate that. I don't blame her on that. Like, hey, man, do your job.
No, that's her job for sure.
Yeah, but
for sure.
So what? That was the cringiest. It literally is the leader in the clubhouse for cringiest video of the year.
My dad checks in on the
what's up?
Davis Honda text line. Temperature is taken in the shade. So that's why. So on the field, in the sun, it's 117. Temperature's taken in the shade. Why is temperature taken in the shade?
That's a good question.
Is that why is that the real? So the real feel heat index should be taken in the sun, right?
Love it.
You would think, Ray?
Great breakdown.
Do you not know much about weather because you don't watch? You don't watch.
I just started checking the weather like a year ago. This is a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I live by the Doppler. I love the Doppler.
I live by what yesterday's weather was. I just kind of assume.
I go to Quad Box, and Weather Channel is one of my boxes.
High tomorrow, 101 in Philadelphia. 98 on Saturday.
I got an answer for you.
What?
If a thermometer sits in direct sunlight, the sun's radiation hits the sensor and heats it up, causing it to read the sun heat energy rather than the actual ambient air temperature.
There you go.
How about that?
All right. What's next?
What team has made massive trades and won a championship that season in recent years? Beer-battered gummy shark from the chat.
I'll take a trip to the finals. I'll take a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay, but forget about 1 year. This isn't just about next year.
No.
Jaylen Brown is a player that's in his prime still, and you have two young guards that it's almost like they're saying, like, hey, you guys are studs, but look at this. Like, it's a great fit for those guys. Will they win a championship this year? Well, it's not likely. They're 21 odds to win the championships. They're not favored. But think about the alternative. Joel Embiid, Paul George, and the two players. And we're kind of like, all right, we talk ourselves into it. There's a much more viable conversation without us talking ourselves into it.
Luka, has he won a championship? Has Ant won a championship yet? Like, I get the trade aspect, but, like, these are great players. You got to put yourself in an opportunity, give yourself an opportunity to win a championship. And how do you do that? You got to have great players. So, nice work by Gansey.
All right, what's next?
The bigger question is if LeBron would ever want to play with Jaylen Brown. LeBron loves Joel. Money Mar from the chat.
I mean, isn't he a fan of Jaylen Brown?
I think LeBron he knows the league very well, and Embiid is just not healthy. He knows Embiid. Is he a fan of Jaylen Brown? I'm sure he is. He's a fan of guys that
cool
win.
now.
Yeah, they're friends.
That's
they're
stupid
all right now.
thing. That's right. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
What? That's so stupid. I can't believe that.
All right, what's next?
Did Brace's wife leave a note for him with sleeves written in all caps? JM from the chat.
Yeah, Sean came running in here today. He's dressed as a Sixer player. He's got Sixer shorts on. He's got a Sixer hat on.
We got spot up.
And he's wearing a jersey with just no shirt.
Oh, dude, it's a getaway day.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
not?
July 2nd.
I had to rep the team today.
Of course.
So I said, I'm not wearing a T-shirt underneath this. You can't do that. It's a little tight.
You look silly.
It's a little tight.
That's all right. You fill it out well.
He said, I look silly if I had All right, so I roll into. She did say, you're going to work like that? I go, yeah.
No, it would look silly with a T-shirt.
Yeah.
No, you did it. Yeah. You did it. All right, what's next?
I do it for
Move
them.
Johnny Broom for Bronny. Who says no if Bayless from the chat?
They may say yes. Broom for Bronny. I would do it. I don't know. Would you trade for Bronny?
If I'm trading Janai Broom, yeah, why not? I'm really in on the whole Broom experience. I don't mean to throw a scorcher at you guys like that.
You're not?
This ain't Auburn.
No, it's not. Not college hoops.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good Morey pick. Just saying.
Well, you had to stockpile those second-round picks because they're important.
All right, what's next?
I don't know who looks more pale white. Sean wearing Sixers jersey with no T-shirt underneath, or Ray. MBG1990 from the chat.
I like that you said that. I'm going to the pool following the show.
Are you?
Yep.
I'm going tomorrow. Mike go tonight? Was there last night?
Got to work on that tan. He's right. I am pale and pasty.
All right. Well, go enjoy. It's hot.
Yes, it is.
Because my wife's going out she's going out with the soccer moms. She's got this rotating cast of moms that she goes out to dinner with tonight.
They're watching the World Cup tonight?
They're not.
Okay.
But they're going to go to dinner. So it's like, all right, I got a big weekend coming up. We have a party dual birthday party on the 4th. I could get the house ready. It's really hot out. Or I could go to the pool. So might go to the pool. My daughter's getting 2 teeth pulled today.
Ooh.
So we'll see how she's feeling. But I would love to go to the pool, man.
Amen.
I'm a poolman. Love it.
Got a high dive for you.
Huh?
Got a high dive at this place at my pool.
Do you?
Yeah.
See, they didn't do a high dive. Probably insurance issues.
I'm scared to jump.
I love the high dive. Is it 10 feet?
It's up there. Yeah,
Is
it's probably 10. It's
Ray,
up there.
Ray, do you like going to pools?
Yeah, I'm a fan of pool.
When's the last time you were at a pool?
Last weekend.
Really? What do you mean? Where were you?
Down the shore.
You know you can rent a pool.
Yeah. I was telling you about that.
Yeah.
Right? You know there's websites you can go to and you can rent other people's pools?
Did not know that.
Good price,
I'm
too.
out on that, but
Not bad.
Like $40 an hour.
So if you have a pool and maybe you don't use it as much anymore or whatever, people can literally be like, all right, like it's $150 to rent a pool for 3 hours.
Swimply.
And you go over there. That's the website, right?
Swimply.com.
Yeah, so you could potentially just have like a couple friends and you go over and they
don't want me at
all you bartenders from Garage, you and Connor, roll up to a pool.
They don't want me at their pool.
Cannonball!
Well, some you can't drink. Like it'll say no drinking.
I'm saying, like, the poolside drink is kind of a thing. Like, I kind of need.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, it's kind of a thing for you wherever you go.
Yeah, right. Down the shore this weekend, I'm hoping to hit 2 or 3 of the Holy
Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
God bless you.
I'm trying to hit 2 of the 3 of the Holy Trinity. Keenan's, Princeton, Ocean Drive.
Well, you have a safe weekend.
I'll have a weekend.
Everybody out there, I think we just heard a spot coming back. No need to get behind the wheel if you're drinking this weekend. Please take an Uber or a Lyft or call for a ride. You don't need a DUI. You don't need to hit somebody else or whatever. So everybody be safe. Sean, enjoy your weekend, buddy.
You the man.
We'll talk to you next week. Maybe with Braun as a 76er. Who knows? Guys are coming up next. Our YouTube audience, stick around because Bill and Ricky are coming up next, and they're going to be live on YouTube. See you.
Now on 97.5